I'm such a weirdo. Tattoos from my toes to my earlobe. Was a role model, I never had a hero. I learned how to live through the stereo. Coming from where I come from, the inferior. Everything you see ain't what it appears though. Everything that I built made that from zero, then added a zero. I am my hero. You couldn't imagine what it's like in my mind. It's beauty and catastrophe at the same time. Remember they laughed at me when it was game time. Now I know that they mad at me. I'm what you can't find. I'm not from the day. I come alive at night. I'm not what you used to couldn't recognize. They all on the ground while I'm taking flight. And you're welcome to join me. I promise I won't bite.
Things they say, they're never getting in my way. And even if I make mistakes, I will always see them through. Cause I don't wanna play your game. I had enough.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to a new channel, Subway Surfers. I got a new game here, so I'll just play it. Game it down here. So yeah.
We are back for the second half of day one for Battle for Glasgow. If you just tuned in, you've missed an exciting first half where Glasgow Caledonian seemed to take the lead with the first two wins. University of Glasgow taking second place, and Strathclyde, you can bounce back, don't worry. But without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into the action and go into the player reveals. So allow me to introduce the first team. University of Strathclyde.
UOS Strathclyde.
Captained by Thomas, these boys are primed to get back into the contention. Will they be able to do it? We will find out, and they start game one against the second team. And introducing our second team, University of Glasgow. Definitely feeling the love for University, the reigning champions. They took a loss in this first game, but can they bring it back in the second one? As they start off against Strathclyde and then have to compete against our third team, Glasgow Caledonian University. Captained by Mannix Spree, and certainly feeling the love in the audience. Boys hold a strong lead after game one, and will they be able to maintain it as they go into game two? All of this will be answered in the next few hours. Give it up for your Valorant teams. And now I will pass it over to our lovely casting team. Take it away, James and Bigfoot.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BFG 2023. Thank you, Zanzi, for that lovely handoff. And you are joined by myself, Mad Dante Killer. Dante. I'm getting a bit serious. I want to take this off. I want to make sure I can see every little play that's been played.
There you go.
He's good at fixing it. He always looks out for me.
There we go. Yeah, no, it's going to be really good, mate. I came up from Newcastle for this. The event's just so well put together. It's so nice to see such grassroots events, people coming together and putting this off their own back. So big shout out to everyone behind the scenes that's made this happen. Big shout out to all the players as well. Looking forward to getting into it.
And as we do so, Zanzi's already given you the heads up. It's going to be the Grizzlies, it's going to be Strathers. The map we go into has already been picked. It's Pearl, which has just been announced is actually going to be getting changes in the next patch. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to see here that we might not never see again.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to be a big change. I mean, Pearl, definitely a flawed map when it was released. There was a big amount of problems on the B-Long there, but they've started to fix it up, and I do look forward to the new season, but this is going to be a farewell, almost a funeral to the old style of Pearl, and we'll let it rest in peace as we move forward with these fixes.
Some people will very much let it rest in peace. They will not want to remember this old thing. Some people have had their opinions, have had their differences, and I have started to enjoy Pearl, but with the double controller meta coming in and shaping a lot of what it does, then it does mean that it gets a very cluttered map very quickly.
Yeah, man. Moving forward for Pearl with the next two matches, we do have Haven and Lotus, the two great matches moving forward. So make sure you don't go anywhere and stick around for all three matches to see who is going to be crowned the Kings of Glasgow for Valorant.
Last time it was Grizzlies. Grizzlies last time basically took away everything. There wasn't much in the way of chance for either other university. But as Zanzu very, very cleanly explained, Chargers are actually up at the moment. It's 2 to them, it's 1 to Grizzlies, and Strathers have all the points to try and earn back in these next 3 games.
No way. So Grizzlies trying to defend this title, of course, but challengers coming in to upset it. We're looking forward to this, man. So has the team switched up a bit? Is there new players switched over since last year much?
So, I mean, here we go. We actually get to see the lineup here. So for the GCU side, I mean, Manix3 got himself some love on the way up there. BMR, who I always just call Table, but I'll try to make sure to keep it as accurate as possible. Bread, Sharoos, Slippers. Actually, a team that's been grinding together pretty recently in the comp stacks. They haven't had any chance to, go against teams of similar caliber, so hopefully the lineup from UOG will absolutely present that for them.
I'm loving some of these names. A lot of these players I haven't seen them play before, so we'll be learning their playstyle as I go through the night. But you are a previous Glasgow University guy, so you've been deep in this scene. You know some of these guys.
I do indeed. I do. The expectation from Manix will be Julius. The expectation from someone like Slippers actually having quite an extensive CSGO background before they kind of jumped into Valorant to show off some of their process. Recently just hit Ascendant. Congratulations to them as they maybe try and show off that they're trying to keep it. But this is a very high ranked. I mean, we're seeing some Immortal 2s, Immortal 3s, a lot kind of riding on these higher ranked players.
Is there a Radiant in the building?
Oh, I don't definitely if they had more time and the exams are over, seasons are ended, everyone's got time now, so maybe a couple of Radiants exiting the building rather than entering.
Yeah, I mean, your rank can often just be a display of your spare time as much as it is a display of your skill as well. Yeah, for sure.
If you're able to grind it out, you can get that Radiant just because you decide to grind it out more than everyone else did.
Yeah.
As we get on through, we will be actually joining as well, so a little surprise for everyone kind of involved. We will be almost carouseling ourselves out as well as the teams.
Yeah, we're doing a round robin of the casters as well, so the second game will be me and Kai, then I'll be stepping down to watch the final game of the night as Mad Dante and Kai take over for the final game.
I mean, with these new maps coming out, Bigfoot, what's your favourite map to watch now?
Favourite map to watch? Oh, jeez. I mean, it's often just the newest match, So the newest map because it's got that, interesting new style. So it's been Lotus since Lotus came out. It was Pearl when Pearl came out, So
I've adored Lotus.
Yeah,
Lotus, I think, was really healthy for the pool. There was some issues, particularly with how loud that door was. If anyone played it when it came out in beta.
But it was good. I mean, it was interesting in the public games and the professional games to see the teams slowly get used to the map. So when it first came out, people were confused and you know, they couldn't defend for their lives.
No one knew where to hold, what to do.
Yeah, and it was whoever attacked first won pretty much every time. But now it's starting to switch up a bit. You know, people are starting to have more even games now. And I really enjoy watching like the meta progress as it's first came. People get confused as it's a new thing for them. And yeah, glad to be saying goodbye to some of the old problems on Pearl as well.
Oh no, exactly. I mean, Chamber never got to have that true dominance in Pearl, but once again, Chamber actually just a good, solid choice now for Pearl. I mean, we'll be seeing a lot. I did mention the kind of double controller. We've seen, I'm sure Bigfoot won't mind me telling you this, folks. Omen has been seen a lot more on Pearl, and this man loves his smoke shotgun ratty plays, and I 100% guarantee you will be seeing some of them.
Yeah, do you reckon we'll be seeing an Omen out in this first round? I think it's likely, but...
I mean, we see a lot of kind of Harbour Astra, Harbour Controller, or Harbour Viper, Harbour Omen. Yeah. Harbour's... I'm really glad he's found his spot in the meta. I really loved him as a character.
Yeah, and Omen Viper does work, but the Harbour is more generally powerful and more meta with that cove. You can plant in the middle of the site there, which is such a powerful plant point. You know, it's really hard to defend. I've seen people just stand behind the screen at the top and just tap 4 players down as they're trying to defuse in that awkward spot. So yeah, Harbour is really, really crucial for getting those plants down in the weird spots. Which is something that's going to change. Pearl's B-site's going to become a bit less open with a bit more kind of ability to actually defend on it, because at the moment it's just a big square of death. You just walk in and there's util and there's bullets flying everywhere, and no matter if you're Radiant or Iron 1, a random Vandal shot to the dome through the smoke is never a good feeling. And I'm going to say, I think we're going to see a couple of those this game as well. Maybe with the Phantom, not a Phantom. But yeah, if you've got like a Harbour and a Viper on both teams with a Sage, you're talking about 3 walls that can come up on the site. And if someone's mad enough to be playing Phoenix as well, you just add into the walls. That's 3 walls from each team, might I say. So that's, you can get 6 walls. Add a Phoenix or 2 and you're 7, 8 walls, and B-side just turns into a most insane util concentration. People don't actually know this. If you put 8 walls up on B-side, the Tetris theme tune starts playing, and you can just start matching points. That's all it is. You just start yelling for the line piece. There's nothing. Everything's forgotten about Valorant. It's just straight up who can get the T block first. And I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for the changes. I'm so excited to see Haven. Haven is, for me, I think that's become my favourite map. Just to watch, just to see it's played, because there are different abilities, there are different options of how you push, whether you want to do like a full B push, you know, kind of cut off that mid, sometimes take the mid and then, you know, circle over to A or C from it. So I think there's a lot of decision making. I'm really excited to I'm quite fortunate to be able to sit back and just experience it. As well, though, obviously, it would be lovely to guide you guys through it, but you will be in fantastic hands, I assure you. Players are looking pretty calm out there. I'm guessing they're in the range right now. I can see their hands moving about, and everyone's looking really calm. That might change by the end of this game, but for now, it's good to see such focus. You can see the nice energy there. One flawless or one clutch, and we will see a very different change in those emotions. Exactly. We will see there will not be so many smooth flicks, so many calm flicks. There will be panics. There will be running into walls. There will be jumping around corners and failing to get the jump peak correctly. I've noticed that a lot more recently. I've noticed a lot more people failing jump peaks. Right. Like trying to bait out the op shot, but just falling at the corner, just getting shot. I don't know where that came from. People maybe just getting used to it, you know, those jump peaks, they're getting used to the tell. You see the knife, just click, you know, as soon as it comes out. And it's absolutely, and look at that lovely, look at the stage, look at the setup. I mean, we've been mentioning the players, we've been mentioning, you know, kind of singing their praises, but it really does need to be said. I mean, what the stage we get to sit on right now, the stage the players get to sit on, the production have absolutely pulled magic out of a hat to allow us to do this, to be able to guide you through what I'm expecting to be 3 really damn good games of Valorant. So thank you very much to them, and thank you all very much for watching, and thank you everyone in the audience. If I can get a little bit of a cheer from you just before we begin this. Oi, oi, make some noise for the Glasgow battle. Let's go. And now the games don't start. Yeah, no, we're still going to ramble a little bit longer, but they do look good. We're probably almost there. So we've got Izan, Catfat, Caches, Monkey, and iRigs. That's Straff, isn't it? That is our Straff.
Yeah,
GCU, we've got Ooh, what's that? I can't read my own handwriting.
That's Manix 3.
That's an X, yeah,
That's the
Manix,
that's the Manuel himself, the man who's legendary for many different play styles, some favourable and some maybe viewed as less favoured depending on the cues you get with the man, but no less a demon in his own right.
That's reminded me like the Vandals duelists, Kiel Vandal, Kiel Kraken. Their duelists are just out the box, aren't they?
Oh no, they're crazy. They're so difficult to read, and definitely I'm expecting a lot of difficult to read moments, and maybe one or two. If we don't know what we're doing, how can the enemy team know what we're doing? Which I think is an absolutely excellent playstyle that needs to be utilised more.
And then after Manix, we got BMR, B-Read. God, I shouldn't have written so fast. Charouz, right.
Charouz, and last but certainly not least, can you read it? Can you?
Slippers. I can read my own handwriting sometimes.
He did it, boys. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. Slipper.
I wrote this down with these lights off, by the way. That's part of the reason.
No, absolutely excellent. No, genuinely, we're going to be seeing some disgusting things because, particularly off the back of the Overwatch games, which genuinely were an absolute treat to watch. Everything was handled spectacularly. As we've said now a couple of times, Chargers able to eke it out, but they definitely weren't stomps. They definitely weren't just, go in 3-0, take the 2 rounds, move on. And I think, based off of this, we look just about ready to go as we jump in. We are once again going to be jumping into Pearl, then Haven, and finishing off with Lotus. And one thing that I've noticed ever since Lotus came in alongside Haven is that there's always a three spike plant or 3 bomb site map. Like every team will pick one, whether it's Haven or Lotus.
Yeah. It switches up the map, and it's all. I think the free site maps are some of the best for playing with the defenders as attacking side.
Yeah.
Playing mind games, etc. Because the default is 3 places you've got to pay attention to rather than just 2. So it's more. It takes more players to pay attention to all of the choke points, and in Haven you haven't just got the 3rd bomb site. Like B does actually have garage as well. So there's so many different entry points. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's like 5 really. Yeah.
Well, whenever you look at it, Haven's got 5, and then if you look at Lotus, I mean, Lotus is insane. B site has the entrance from Waterfall, the entrance from Heaven, the entrance from Door that can be broken onto A site. The main entrance, obviously, that most attackers just run straight through onto B. Then C has, I mean, depending if you run Jet. Depending if you run Jet, everyone runs Jet. So, you have the updraft, you have the go through, you go past Waterfall, you hide behind the box, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going through. Make some noise!
God, it seems like Straffers have already got their players ready. They knew exactly who they were going to pick for this lineup. Monkey locking in the Rays, we've got Connor Moore locking in the Viper, Cammy on the Jet. Dark looks like hopping up the Harbour. Yeah, we are getting 2 Harbours, it looks like. Might be 2 Harbour Viper, so no Omen for me, but definitely a Harbour is the more meta choice.
And one thing that's been changed, one thing that some people were a bit more vocal about than others, Harbour looking a bit chaddier in his redesign.
Yeah, and they changed Fade as well.
Fade,
I got such a shock when I logged in yesterday.
And I'm sorry, Fade, you definitely got the shorter end of the stick.
What, you think she doesn't look as cool?
I don't think she looks near as cool. Harbour literally looks like Giga Chad.
I know, they sorted his jawline out right out. It's like he's had plastic surgery on the jaw, man.
That man literally could cut glass with his jaw. It would absolutely be incredible. But we actually now running through something else that we didn't even discuss. Gecko is allowed.
Yeah, that's good crack, man. Gecko is insane. And if you bring that ult back to you, you can use the first ult as a scout, and then 10 seconds later you can send it back off. Oh, this is going to be a fun game, I reckon. But does look like Dark Stars and Anybody haven't quite locked in just yet.
They want to keep it safe. They want to buy yourself as much time. You only get 2 timeouts. You might as well use a 3rd one. And here we go. You were mentioning the walls. There's going to be a bunch of walls. Oh, my days. And as we have, so we do have the defending side being the Grizzlies and the attacking side being the Strathers. So this is going to be an absolutely, I really hope, clean game, but Pearl becomes scrappy so fast.
Oh, yeah. Pearl becomes very, very scrappy.
Oh. There we go, getting a bit smooth there as we come through. So Gecko now being allowed as a pick, I mean the versatility, the utility Gecko has is near unmatched, if anyone wants to argue with me. I've got the louder voice, so you lose. But I would 100% say that Gecko choice coming through from the attacking side, definitely, I don't think that'll lead to any regrets.
We've got Cammy going to be holding down B long.
I love the cute
Getting ready with the ooh-woo raise.
As we take down, and ladies and gentlemen, when the first map begins, we are as excited as I'm sure you are, as it immediately begins with planting an extra turret down and just waiting.
It's going to be a mid and an A push, it's looking like. A's getting pushed reasonably fast, but still tentatively enough to make sure they don't come across any surprises. So it does get a little bit of information out. Only taking a little bit of damage there to the armor, tiny bit to the health. B long left completely empty, so it does actually look like a flank is coming through from the attack side. Spawn taken down at 22 health and blinded.
Oh my days, and that Gecko splooge, I don't know what else to call it, but splooge feels like a weird. Oh my days,
So
doesn't
fast.
matter. I can't even finish my statement as defenders immediately take 1 point. What an absolutely amazing, I don't even think that was a retake, that was just a sight hold, and it was absolutely disgusting. Well played, well played. God damn. You're not meant to be able to do that so quick. The classic is free every time you die to a right click, just remember that, and get slightly more molding than you were previously, as that leads them pretty comfortably. And
If the observer can hear us, can we get a tab in each buy round, please, so we can make sure we know exactly what's getting bought? Thank you so much.
And here we go, Spectres, Marshals, Bulldogs all coming through. We've been seeing a bit of a half buy meta actually, which has been strange.
Sometimes it's worth it if you can pull it off, it works in your favor, but if you fail, it definitely works against you wasting that money, just handing those weapons over. So we've got a very, very strong mid push yet again. They are going through R, completely avoiding B-Link.
Just wait it out. There's a lot of that util. There's so much just to force you to slow down. The Viper Orb lineups on door so creative. The wall going down to reveal a different wall from the other harbour.
Yeah, the defending wall getting wasted on B side both rounds now. Reconsider where Viper's going to hang out. They did send the orb into B long, so there's a little bit of util from Viper in the mid, but the util deployed on the B side going to waste.
Does just look like they have to wait each other out. There is so much of that util. The Sky Flash going to come through, gets turned immediately, doesn't actually able to swing off of it, sees the contact, both of them swing. It's an absolutely gorgeous kill under the sky as that A commit now goes, but Harbour and Killjoy both get one each. The plant is going to go down that Crow. Bigfoot, you were mentioning it, plus the wingman actually, we never even considered that, you know, not only do you have the President planting the spike, you protect it for him, the spike does go down, the Killjoy turret's coming down as well, the peak coming through, the jumping right click! That gun is free! As the Sheriff then immediately comes up the reverse cove, protecting Cammy as he diffuses, runs through, gets gunned down! Harbour differential, ladies and gentlemen, brings you 2-0 for the first map.
I mean, yeah, the combo with the wingman and the cove can be amazing, but if you don't follow them in, you can actually just leave that spike completely stranded. So you do have to move with the team and treat the wingman as a player that needs covered. Can't just rely on the cove and the wingman and leave that spike on the middle of the site, because you know by the time the defending team have rotated, they're going to be just absolutely surrounding it, and you might even have Cammy or someone else on your flank.
And that is someone you do not want, particularly with B-site still being the way it is. There's that long sight line. The Marshall's an absolutely deadly gun in the hands of someone. I mean, it is an op. You do have to aim for the head rather than the body, but if you can land those shots, which every single player in this lobby is definitely capable of, you've got 950 credits for an op instead of the usual 4,700.
Look at this rat spot hiding with the Sheriff in the corner behind the wall, but taking a little bit of spam through screens. They might even go down only on 38 HP. You know, the rat poison is going to counteract that rat. And yes, it gets taken down by the snake bite. You could not get away with that spot.
That is absolutely cheeky. It can't work, but the Ray's coming through. The wingman trying to go into the cove. The Bulldog good for 2, nearly 3. As absolutely the wingman's still going to get the plant, but actually it seems just happy enough to try and immediately go for the defuse. Got to pick up the guns first though. The cove's about to expire. That harbour wall is going to come through. The reverse cove to protect the defuse. Do try and get on top of it as fast as possible. That orb can be shot through, but they don't know. They're not aware. The orb comes through, and wow, what an absolutely beautiful blind fire through the orb. And now it is just up to the Jet, and no, absolutely dropped. They bring a round back on. Absolutely stuff. Oh, you do not want that stuff just steamrolling ahead of you. You do not want your players to absolutely feel the pressure of trying to keep up, particularly just so early on. So getting that round back for the attacker side, get some mentality going through, realize that you're actually successful in taking a B hold, which is near impossible to do on this map without the Harbor just absolutely saving you. The wingman combos as well, absolutely making heaven just for the attacking side. So they've tried it again, and they want to see if they can do it again. So can they make it work?
They've been mixing up, you know, the defenders don't know where to go for what's going to be coming their way. Every single round has changed up a little bit. We do have 2 Bs in a row, but generally mixing that right up. And there's not going to be a rat hiding in that spot this time. You know, it's just to get in that kill the last time, they will not be trying that again. But now, after sending the util down B long, it actually looks like the rotation is coming through, heading towards the mid and the A side, leaving a raise behind on B long just to make a little bit of noise, maybe even come through on a flank. But the A side execution is about to come through.
Toxins going up.
And they do just have to wait. There's a lot of bait though in kind of the util. I mean, we do see that kind of split A push. It looks like it's about to happen. I imagine the Thresh going to come through. The Harbor Wall going to come through. Absolutely. There we go. Thrasher's coming out. The Harbor Wall comes through. A side completely clear. The amount of sight that ultimate can cover. And once again, it can be picked back up. It's not a one and done ultimate like everything else in this game. Absolutely painful shenanigans for them as the wingman plan goes down. Marsh is able just to come up, try and create some space. The flank though, what? The shots are there! You have to kill him! You have to shoot enough shots to actually kill the shot!
Right headshot comes through, another headshot coming through. Oh my days! But finally the Harbor strikes back and that Viper falls down and the defuse will come through, making it 3-1.
What an absolutely beautiful series of shots. That was 1, that was 2, that was 3. We were on Sesame Street. The count is absolutely counting them down one by one, leading the defense side very beautifully into a 2-round advantage with the ultimate starting to come online. Both teams, Viper's Pit's probably the most effective ultimate in this game once it's been gone down, but putting it down is a different story entirely.
Yeah, that first headshot so lucky, but the next 3, so well aimed. But the push can, you know, when you get pushed by so many players, you can only last so long. But excellent to get those kills in before falling. And now we do have almost rifle versus rifle round, but there is a couple straggling Bulldogs and Spectres as well.
That patience come through. You have to wait down. You see the Viper walls come down as well. That Viper wall, no flexibility. Once it's down, it's down. You do likely want to just push off of it and use all that space created from it, and that's exactly what the F10s team are doing. One excellent first pick from the Rays. No fear, no concern at all for their own safety. As long as they've got the spike, as long as they've got the space, they absolutely will take it as that spike is planted. Man advantage to them. 2 ultimates, 1 man, 10 HP. It might very well be a suicide bomb, and it looks like it will be.
Gonna send the flash out over the wall as they feel it. 2J1. Body comes out, gets taken down. No, they're falling thick and fast. Beautiful kill there, but the Cage are getting 2 amazing, and they will be the attackers again. Bringing it up to 3-2 now, easily catching up and not letting them get away with more than a 2-point lead.
No, they're happy. This is the tug of war you want to see. This is what you want. You want questions asked. You want answers delivered just as fast. Both teams excellent at doing it. Grizzlies and Strathers have no issue bringing each other to the wire, and I'm already getting the feeling, based on the fact that there was no immediate steamroll, unless one team's really, really superior with their ult economy, we're going to be going down to the wire here, Bigfoot.
Yeah, there's 5 ults on the board. We do have a double Viper pit online. That could get interesting if they both get put down on the same site. And it does look like they might be relying on this ultimate economy as they make a steady push on the B side. Lockdown does go down. Might not be such a surprise if we see the Viper's pit come down once the lockdown has as well.
That's it now, trying to buy all the time. The attacker side does come through, the flash comes through as well. Still can't actually remember Gecko with so many new friends to learn the name of, but I just call them, the only one we know is Wingman, because that's the only one worth knowing, because everyone knows Wingman, the most adorable wee thing, as the spike does still go down. And actually the Viper goes down as well. You're not meant to lose a player and lose the spike and use the site at the same time. The spike goes through, or the Viper's molly goes through, the Harbor's able to pick up another one as well. They're just losing players, they can't get the space, they don't have the gun advantage at the very least, so it is kind of expected, but you do want to be taking maybe more than one down, try and get one more, but this space, there's nothing they can do. The Killjoy is at top the sky, absolutely beautiful kill, the immediate refry, but that's all. Oh no, there's no one, the knives are, he saves him from getting knifed. What an absolutely, genuinely kind play.
And now Grizzlies and Straffers tied up 3-3. This has been a tug of war, a back and forth, not letting anyone get away with more than a 2-point lead so far.
And I mean, whenever you can pick that all back, I just watching that come to and knowing a detain is on the way, and likely knowing knives are soon to follow up once again. A very sweet gesture to be shot down mercifully rather than carved up in front of everyone to watch.
Got the Dizzy coming out on B long.
And here we go now. This is it, the Dizzies came through, the Rays nades are coming through. There's no rat there anymore, they made that mistake once, they were cleared out, and the Boomba now coming through as this push is gonna be electrifying. Monkey business wipes out Cammy. They all come through, doesn't clear, Andy Boy!
One awkward little spot there, but Andy Boy comes out on top. Dark takes down Cassius as well, and now the Viper's Pit is down. Spike is down also. They're looking frantically around left, right, and center, trying to see where it comes. Andy Boy gets another, but Catfat trades out.
There you go. Look at the invite. They're trying to go through. There's Viper's Pits. There's the ultimate itself. Connor and Stars find Catfat as the defuse now comes through. So many ultimates fired out, but it is going to be on the side of the defending. Just to take it up 4-3 now.
Yeah, excellent little lead there. That is yeah, nice. Okay, if you just wonder, we've got the names back on board now, so we're going to have a little bit more attention on who is who instead of using the agent names. Apologies for that, but we're back in business.
Everyone looked very clean. It was nice. It was very difficult for a moment. We do apologise for that, but hopefully now it should be coming through fair bit smoother now. But the enemies, I mean, they're not, I mean, you know, the players, they're not phased. They have been absolutely clean. They have been smooth start to finish, and they're going to continue to be as these push this mid control. And we were saying this earlier, Bigfoot, about, you know, like Haven and Lotus, but Pearl has probably just an effective middle. It's so important to control, even if there's no spike, even if there's no bomb site to plant in.
Yeah, middle, it means so much on this map, and you really, as the attacking side, don't want to neglect it. You always want at least a little bit of util there watching it, so you don't know you're going to get flanked from mid, and as the defenders, nice, Cammy does get Eisen.
Speaking of a flank. Speaking of a flank.
Yeah.
And that's going to be huge. That's so pivotal. Gorgeous pick from Cammy. The Boomba immediately going down. That thing has no time anymore. It's really not the clearing machine it used to be. But speaking of clearing machines, Monkey Business is one himself.
Yeah, you can take away the time with the Rumba, but if you have a good duelist in Razor's shoes, it's not going to be a problem. As Darks takes down Caches. Got free
right there.
Standing.
Just have to wait now. Look at the door. Oh, he's dead.
Oh my days, through the smoke as well. Cammy is popping off.
Here we go, the Uni Strap fight now. They really are trying to take this. They have lost the spike. It's not planted now, so it's all for the UOG to try and get back. But no, it's 14 seconds left. The spike slap down the middle. Catfat has to do everything. He's done one. He's done two. 9 more seconds. Stars maybe panicking all of a sudden. Can tap the bomb. Doesn't have the time. There's no way. Oh my days! It's so close. But Stars hides away.
Wow.
Doesn't have to take that fight. Doesn't get greedy. And oh my days, my heart nearly sank. That was way too close.
That was so close, but it would have been so hard for them to get that spike down. So the Straffa is getting another point on the board. Back to that 2-point lead, but can they get away with it this time? Or will the Grizzlies catch up again in this first half?
I mean, even with the ult economy, they've been so good at challenging each other, so good at bringing each other back. I mean, like, there hasn't been anything completely decisive. That was a round, like, to the second. One shot could have made the difference. Killjoy being saved by her turret in a very Mr. President, you know, get down, I'll take the bullets for you. And that was the round difference right there, and it did end up favouring UOS, however slightly.
Yeah, for something so weak, the turret can be so strong. An unfortunate miss there on the offshot. Irig's getting away with their life, and now the Dizzy Prime comes through, trying to run away, but down to 43 HP. Need to save that up and get another angle to prevent this push, but the push is coming in so hard through R. A-site is going to be under the control of the Grizzlies very soon.
They are just trying. Now Cashers immediately losing one nade. The dog coming right back. Cammy getting picked up all the way with that health. The ops are now online, and something tells me once the ops are online, they will never go offline. One team will always have an op. They will always try and juggle that between each other because the B site control is so important. As it looks like we're actually going to be having to rotate to that very site.
Yeah, I have to take my words back. They were right on the doorstep of A, about to gate crash in, but making that final decision to make the rotation through, and it does look like B is pretty clear. They're going to only be coming against one player now as they move down B long. Connemore holding the back of halls all by themselves. The rest of the team still on A site and in mid.
Not again.
30
Should be
seconds
pretty
left.
easy for these four players to move on. And the Rascal gets mollied again.
Not again! You were meant to learn from your... But it's not a mistake. He was meant to learn from his mistakes, but it's not a mistake if he gets the pick. Dark goes down, corner picks up another one. That's filthy! You're meant to learn from your mistakes, not repeat them and punish as they pick up two more! And with a flawless UOS take another round. That was filthy!
That was some of the best movement of the match so far. Such good repositioning, constantly surprising the enemy team as they made that move around. And Caches taking a timeout now.
What do you think they're thinking? What do you think they're thinking?
What do I think? What?
What do you think they're thinking?
Oh, that they need to catch up. But there is still 3 rounds. It is possible for them to catch up.
Oh man, it's a free gun.
I think their main issue has been time, probably. Like, there's been a lot of issues with time. That's two rounds lost to time now. So maybe just be a bit more of a fast execute. You know, instead of that rotation from A side, they might have just wanted to storm in and take the risk. There wasn't too much stopping them, but it could have still gone pear-shaped. Here's another victory by time, and again, one of the weakest damage dealers in the entire game is the turret, but it can be so effective in certain situations like that, you know, completely just absorbing the fire as your enemy peaks. See, look at this repositioning, surprising every single player, and repositioning again, coming around the back of Caches. Caches having no idea. Connemore getting an excellent free K in that round yet again.
1 HP and a dream, and that man has lived his dream. That was an absolutely gorgeous. But as UOS now 3 rounds up, UOG really going to have to look to try and make this a bit bigger. But Cammy on that up, that B site's basically guaranteed now, unless either there's a massive whiff from Cammy or an absolutely beautiful shot from one of the members of the Grizzlies. As they're not looking quite as commanding as last year, I must say.
Yeah, it does seem so, but you know, there is only 3 points in it. Anything could happen. They are trying to make this aggressive push. And A again, but 2 of them fall. Monkey Fizz does get 1, but unfortunately they are now down to a 3v4 trying to catch up. This is an awkward situation for them, losing 2 of those players and that heavy push outside of A site.
And now everything has to slow down again. UOG didn't have the guns. They tried to get the picks, and they did get 1, but they lose 2 for their trouble. It is looking likely to be a 7-3 end for UOS, at least at the end of this, unless something really crazy happens. The Killjoy util all set up on Arc, so difficult to push, and now the Viper and Cammy both going to use that information just to start swinging around, maybe pincering, but actually UOG have the lead on that. UOG are happy to go through connector. No, they're going all the way through water. They are absolutely, they are taking a field trip to the enemy spawn.
This could go pear-shaped, or it could really, really work out for them. It doesn't look like UOS have any idea this flank is coming into A site. As they push out of A, they're going to actually have to turn around and come back any second now. Oh my days. Look, I think they've got an idea. They've seen Caches, they've seen Irig's. Irig's getting a beautiful classic kill on Stars though. What a shot.
Oh my days, it's a free gun.
Dark takes down Iceland and a beautiful headshot from Caches again. What an excellent plan. Whether they get away with this round or not, they have to. Now we're proud of that. Cammy, excellent frenzy kills on the Caches, but here's some classic shots come out. Connor spins on the Irig's, and it will be UOS getting up to 7 with the defuse.
Connor on looking like a teacup ride with that spin. That was clean, even though it was a classic getting dinked. 180'd, absolutely shutting that flank down from Flowers. But credit to UOG for that. That was an excellent plant. That was excellent picks. 3 ultimates up for them, and their econ is now back in business. This needs to be their round, though, Bigfoot. This needs to be something.
Yeah, you do not want to let them get away with 8, 9, 10. Like, well, 9 is the most they can get away with in this half. So hopefully going to try and close the gap a little bit. You know, defending champions from last year, you'd probably expect a little bit more from them, but there is still a second half to come out, and you know, like, anything can change when you switch sides in Valorant.
I mean, the 9-3 curse exists for a reason. 2 players committed to that B-long, but look at that site. There's only 1 player from the Strathers over in the A site. Cashers using the ult. That's going to be the information that US need to consider rotating, but they seem confident that it's a fake?
Yeah, not moving anywhere. Only just going to move out the very last minute, and now we have the showstopper from Monkey Business coming out too. It's going to shoot out. It is not going to get the kill as Star shoots down Monkey Business.
I would like to shout out Bradini, who would complain that the showstopper has been over-nerfed, and I think that is a prime example of it as a Thrasher comes through. The updraft trying to dodge the Thrash does not succeed as the hail goes through, but the lockdown destroyed. The spike still taken away though. US do not have a lot of time. They're using the Seekers. They've burnt every ultimate. There's nothing left for them. Andy picks up 1 Cashers with the refight. The double kill from Stars! And there's 1 versus 1. The spike has no time left. They do have to go for this. The Harbor Code's going to come through the tap. It's a fake. And he's ready for it!
Irix up on the wall, and Dark does not have the time to do the flick as Irix knocks him down and catching up with 1 round now. There is a chance to make this a 7-5 round. The Grizzlies will be feeling extremely good off the back of that.
I mean, damn, that was good. That was a lot of ultimates used. That was a lot of, especially the kitchen sink actually thrown through. The cheers coming through now. The audience are starting to feel it. We're starting to feel it. I think everyone's starting to feel it. It is halfway through the first round, penultimate round before that half swap. And if UOG are able to take this to 5-7, I think they're actually pretty damn comfortable with that.
Yeah, I think they might even just get away with 8-4, but obviously they do want to get this extra little distance close. Eisen making that push down B long. Monkey Business too, but do they know the camp spot? No, the rat is there. Billy Boy getting 2. The rat gets taken down by Irix, but it's 2 for 1. UOG on the back foot. Now they're not. They've equalized out as Cassius gets Dark.
Cash is going in for Cammy as well. That up though, the turret actually saving Cammy's life. Cammy at half LHP, 1 HP as that op shot goes through. Sorry, 2 1 HPs. Sorry, I misinformed you. But the flank coming through, Cammy's not ready for a cat fat, absolutely drops him along with run rigs. And now it's just now it's Strathers and Grizzlies. 2 versus 2, no ultimates on the board. It is all going to come down to that util, which I think does favour UOG even just slightly. Look at that cinematic angle of Wingman running through, but the Killjoy, the nades have been pre-planted to absolutely prevent any shenanigans from it. But no, Catfab prevent further shenanigans and get the plan as this becomes a 2 versus 1.
Spike planted.
The spike's down and 2 to defend
Welcome
it.
to
And now the
my
fight comes down. No, gonna get caught off guard here. I think Catfab on top, and we have a 7-5 half, extremely close. Not quite a draw, but definitely very possible for Grizzlies to overtake now as they swap sides.
I mean, that was an excellent half. I mean, just very quickly, highlight the half for yourself, Bigfoot, because I've got 1. And it begins with R, it ends with T, and there's a middle letter of A. That spells rat.
Yeah, there was some pretty good rat plays in that. And there was also some good counter rat plays as well as the rat gets taken down.
Sometimes not learning from your mistakes is the best lesson that can be learned. This swing from
so
Stars.
Nice, yeah. Double kill, so easy. Not checking the rat corners, man. You do have to check every single rat corner in this game. Whether they've played it in the 12 rounds preceding or not, it's still worth a check. All it takes is a little flick. Don't walk straight past it.
And now the trash talk starting to come through the TX chat. Everyone feeling a bit more comfortable. Everyone ready to absolutely fire on all cylinders. This is no longer Valorant. This is mental, psychological warfare at work as the pistol round begins. And hopefully for the side of the Grizzlies at least, they do want to be taking this to try and tie it up with the Strathers.
Yeah, it looked like there was going to be a push on A side there, but the spike is actually down on the map over towards B, so that was just a little bit of noise making, a little bit of information gathering. Does look like mid is being watched by the turret and the player, but the push looking like it's most likely going to come down B long now.
It's so difficult. It's so hard to try and engage because basically Killjoy locks down an angle of attack on this map, and if she traps you in it, if you don't discern where she is, and you walk into her trap. I mean, Viper is canonically the one who kind of speaks of traps, and Cypher as well, but very much Killjoy one that's able to do it. But Eisen picking Killjoy up. The shots from the entire UOG squad are absolutely beautiful.
That is exactly what they needed in this pissed around to get back on the...
Listen to that crowd!
Goes wild!
Listen to that crowd go!
Oh my days. Yeah, we definitely got a match on our hands right now as the distance gets closed yet again.
That was from 0 to 100 and back in about 2 seconds. Jeez, they have absolutely taken no prisoners. Like reading Harry Potter. Damn, Cashers, please. Psychological warfare on full display. We don't want to just win these rounds. We want to tell you we knew it was won before it even began.
They are desperate to overpower B-Link right now, but the defensive util is coming out thick and fast. It's going to slow down this intense rush, very much so. And actually, Irix and Eisen getting one each, with only one player being traded out from UOG, and now it is free for free. Andy Boy getting a kill, but getting taken down to extremely low health. Vandal on the board in round 1 is getting desperate.
No, the panics are setting through. The nerves are coming through. This is no longer a nice game. This is no longer friendly. This is scraps. This is, I want to show you pure domination. And Cashers picking up Connor. There's just the Strathers with only 2 left. They are trying to pick up the guns as much as possible, but Sky can't heal herself yet. Who knows, maybe they'll try and make Sage even more redundant. But speaking of redundant, Dark taking Cashers out of the equation. Can get healed back up. Is in fact going to by Andy Boy. But
there is a terrible hole in this wall though. They think it's covering Heaven, but it's not covering Heaven, and it will camp. That will get Dark.
Spike down.
Spike
B.
has to go down now, but it's a 1v2, so much more of a hard situation on 34 HP, and Andy Boy will not get away with it with Monkey Business taking that cheeky peek and getting the final kill. 7 for 7 now.
I mean, this is scrappy. This is everything you'd expect from uni level. There's no love, there's no respect, there is only victory, and both teams have it in their sights.
And it's just 3 best of ones as well. There's no chance to come back in the second or third game against the opposing team. It is a round robin, all best of ones. You have to win the games. There's no chance to come back after a loss.
There's no that was my warm-up games. There's no the monitor was turned off. There's no I'm going to actually start trying. Now you start trying right when that pistol round starts, and you only stop right when the last body hits the floor, and it becomes a victory, whether it's 13-1, 13-11, or we have a triple overtime and go 19-17, which, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if I'd survive if that did happen.
I mean, the way these teams have been playing it is definitely possible. Neck and neck, the gap getting closed every time it gets opened. Slowing down a little bit now, not rushing straight into a site, you know. In comparison, UOS are playing faster than UOG did to start with. Oh my days, taken down to a literal 1 HP, and not the figurative. Just getting away with their life there. Cammy taking down Cat Fat. Cammy's going to get a little bit of help there as Dark gets the spike down.
Very Mr. President move, running across the site with the heal out, no gun, no defense, absolutely risking it out, but everyone in that elbow site as the push comes through from Riggs, good for 1, only good for 1, but they know where the rest of them are. Eisen picks up 1, but Andy, Eisen picks up 2, and all of a sudden the Seekers come out, but the swing timing is huge from Cashers as he seals that round just barely. 3 holes from Riggs. The shot, the all caps cringe bro has been typed in the chat.
Cash is hearing that noise cue with the Seekers coming out and know there is only one chance, and that is to push as fast as possible, and definitely the right choice as they got away with that kill. No ultimates on the board for this round. But we do see a few players getting extremely close. We've got Eisen extremely close to the Reckoning.
I wish that was us right now. Just in that calls and that steps, just with the wee drink, just absolutely. It's close enough to being us. You know what? Oh, speaking of, oh no.
These defensive pushes out of A-site have been absolutely destructive in this game so far. The doggy getting taken down by the mosh pit there. No, unfortunately, Stars is not going to be able to walk on the side like that. On the right hand side as Irix gets 3 beautiful kills now. Going to send out the wingman for a little bit more information, and there is going to be a little bit of a retreat here from B-side. That's going to be the only player now from UOS able to stop UOG getting away with this round.
I would like to take everyone on a hypothetical journey with myself there, just from seeing Riggs throw down the wingman at the spike after getting that 3K. There's a possible world where Riot had developed Gecko that he could just steal the spike from the enemies and just run away with it.
Yeah. Relocate the spike.
Just straight up take it and just leave, go to a different site, hide it in CT spawn and just keep it there as the timer ticks down. Speaking of 35 seconds left, this is a wing and a prayer, but to be fair, we've seen tougher situations come back, and Strathers do have a clutch mentality for them. It's only a Bulldog, it's only 125 HP, and it is only Riggs who goes down, at least from the side of Connor, picking up 2, but the spike still not in his possession. 14 seconds left. This is going to be real difficult. The taps might come through. Is it going to be a fake? He's not holding it. That might be a risk as yet. A double swing comes through. Very excellently played from UOG and CatFat and Co. as that brings them 9-7 above US.
Yeah, with only 10 seconds left, they made the right choice to retreat from site, so they couldn't get double killed. When they hear that tap, they do have to come back. They got the kill. They did actually, it was really good to knock down the Killjoy, but fortunately not enough. Double swing coming out on top, as so it should. A few little more friendly friends there. I mean, you'd probably be the, you wearing the suit, you'd be the penguin.
Yeah, I feel like you give me the vibes of the squirrel.
The squirrel?
Yeah.
With the grenade.
You're an explosive guy. I feel like you would 100% be a squirrel with a grenade. Speaking of squirrel with a grenade, the Rhea is dancing through, immediately getting caught out by the Killjoy turret, not actually going to find the Killjoy herself. Oh my days.
Oh my days.
And
so close, but
yeah,
no
so
idea.
far. So far. But now the art push coming through. Andy, Dark, Cammy, this is going to be everything. Trying to hold it through. Stars against that Raze, against that squirrel with the nade that was seen earlier. And now this mid hold as they try and push through. But no, Andy's found cashers every time.
Cash is not going to have a chance to shine this round, but look at that kill from Monkey Business. Are they checking the monitor behind them? Is that some secret info? How did you know? Maybe they can hear us talking, but either way, they get that rat right again. Connor about to take down Cat, yet CatFat falls. UOG down to 3 players now. The plant will go down. They're gonna have to, but the Viper's pick comes out as well, making this retake all the more difficult for the Grizzlies.
I mean, there's still a decent ult. I mean, there's a Harbor ult for the Grizzlies, and they are going to pop it. There's an immediate return, though, for the UOS. I mean, a Viper ult and a Harbor ult pushing into. That's going to be some very challenging shots you're going to have to hit. So much info given to Strathy, and they use it. Immediately picking up Monkey Business. And I think off of that alone, UOG are happy to give them the side.
Yeah, you might just want to go for Exodus right now, if anything. If not, just hide completely. You know, that is such a hard push to make.
God, look at that. Look at how terrifying the Viper ult looks from this angle. Like, imagine, like, the pushing into that.
Side, yeah.
Detonates and encompasses everything in it. US so happy. Yeah, the crowd going for them. It's a chill victory. There's no explosives there. Well, other than the very literal one. There's nothing explosive going on. It was very casual. It was very, chill, contained, expertly played Valorant. Some Viper simps in the audience.
Viper simps in the Right. Looks like we might see more of one of these meta B-side pushes. You know, this is when you get into the high pro play. Sometimes it is 12 rounds in a row on B before it switches sides. It looks like we're going to see a heavy B push. Looks like UOG sort of heading towards mid though, so they're going to have to get this B info. This could be really interesting. There's no one on B side. We just got one person watching A, and the rest of them, they're going to come in the flank. And when you play B side and rely on long, but the enemy team is in long, you can get into some very, very awkward situations. This flank could be everything for the Grizzlies, or it could completely backfire. But the spike is about to go down inside the code.
I feel like this is a very... Okay, the UOG have circled back around to connector. I very much thought it was going to be we'll just swap sides. UOG jump over to the defense side, UOS jump over to the attacker just for, you know, a little bit of role play. They missed the original halves in which they played the way they did. Oh, and the swing coming through. The shots aren't quite there. Connor gets to walk out of his life. Playing off of the turret though. There's only one shot. No, not going to connect on the stars, and Monkey does go down, but that actually starts the strip of red and green through that, but Spike's still taken down. Strathers though, they do have a lot of that control. They do find Riggs through. They are going to have to do it again. They find the Cashiers, and Dark picks up Cat and a gorgeous 3K.
Occupational hazards aside, I do love how much we travel.
So damn clean.
Now we're back to neck and neck after this crazy game. Every time someone gets a lead of 2 or 3 points, it just gets snatched right out of their hands. Still could be anyone's game. And that 19-17 overtime Mad Dante was talking about might not be much of a joke. We'll have to see how we go heading towards 12-12.
I would like to apologise for my statement earlier if it does come to that. Well, an absolutely excellent game of Valorant it would be. We have 2 more of these, particularly the Grizzlies would have to go into the next game. Or sorry, no, it'd be the Strathers. So if they decide to take each other to the limits, one of these 2 teams is going to a game back-to-back. And if they use all their energy on this game, particularly if it then ends in a loss, that might be all of the momentum lost, all of the mental just completely shattered. So even if you walk out of this with a loss into the next game, you have to keep your mental high, you have to keep your spirits high. You can't lose faith in yourself now, because the minute you start doubting yourself, you will only lose harder.
Right, now we've only got Monkey Business holding down the A side. And it's going to be pretty difficult to defend if all 5 players make this rush in. Dark hanging bound a little bit further back, but after sending that, you're not going to make that move in. Showstopper comes out, but actually wasted on the dog. Who used the Showstopper on a dog? Stars taking down business. Cammy coming in and taking down Eisen as well, as Connor will get the spike down. And it looks like we're getting a pretty aggressive push through water now as well.
I think that might be a bit of overkill in the dog. Maybe just slightly. Cashiers though, trying to big everything up. Connor immediately shutting that down. That flank is now out of commission. There's only 2 for UOG, only 1 for UOG as Cat Fat falls. It is only, I mean, it's 4 versus 1 at this point. Riggs does just swing through the Viper Molly to try and get 1. But Stars immediately congratulating him on the kill by putting him in the grave.
Yeah, that was a really good execution on last side there. We've got a timeout coming from Cassius though. It does look like they're going to try and fix up, catch up. It's only 1 point behind though, but you know, a little bit of rerouting, regrouping might be very, very valuable.
Maybe even just listen to the audience, maybe gain some experience, maybe gain some unknown, untapped power. I mean, LAN power, LAN jitters are also there. I mean, both teams haven't played LANs very much, if at all. So I mean, maybe the jitters are getting there, or maybe the audience support has been enough. Speaking of, I mean, Riggs really showing that if there is any audience support, it is for him with some gorgeous 3K. Dark though wanting to be part of that family as well with another 3K, and they have just been back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, it's excellent, man. Absolutely, you couldn't wish for anything more, man. You don't want to have these stomp-ins in a game like this. You want to have it backwards and forth as much as possible.
They're absolutely taking each other to the cleaners. They really are. There is absolutely every bit of utility has been used to perfection. No one has been sitting on an ultimate for longer than, I want to say, 2 rounds. Like, even the Viper's pits, which can be really difficult to work into a site sometimes, they have been confident just to use them. Even if it doesn't get the most value, it gets a lot more value being used and, you know, being wasted than just sitting in your pocket until either next half, next round, next patch.
But there is 2 lockdowns online, so like you're saying, trying to use the ultimates as much as possible. We might see both of those go. A defender, Viper Spit, as they make this aggressive A push yet again. Monkey Business opening up, but Stars drains out. Stars gets free. Riggs drains out Stars, but it's still going backwards and forwards. Connor takes down Cassius, and now it is the last player standing. Is Riggs. Wow. Now picks up the Vandal, but will be taken down by Connor.
That was almost something. beautiful came from that. That was an absolutely gorgeous display. Riggs with that shot, getting the gun then lined up, but immediately getting taken down by Connor. Not quite able to, as now it's 11-9. Strathers still only one ultimate used last, and it was for the side of Strathers. Actually, they don't have the Blade Storm anymore. There's not going to be as much safety net on their utility or on their economy anymore, as they do get closer at the very least to winning the entire, well, at least this entire series, this best of one.
Right there.
And with just the lockdown and the Seekers, it might be doable.
This could be, man. As long as they take it easy and don't do anything too rash. It does look like, I mean, as long as it's good when they don't have this defensive A push, because it lets them get that space to start with. So this defensive A push has been working quite well at times to start with, but it's also a big risk, and it doesn't look like it's going to be done much more. The attack of Killjoy does come down, pushing the players right to the back of the side. There is still one little pixel peak available, but no push coming in just yet. Right, one wall comes out, locks off the side from backside. Connor takes down Ice and Riggs.
Oh, that from
wallbang! Oh, it will be monkey business fall into a blind wallbang.
That's insane. That's absolutely heartbreaking. Andy Boy able to pick him up. That was really just, I mean, shoot, spray, secret. Everyone seems to be a bit ratty. There likely is someone there, and there absolutely was. And now the Strathers 5 versus 2 UOG. I mean, there are 2 ultimates down, but there's no way you use either of them to try and salvage this run. You just try and get your frags. You just try and protect as much as you can. But it looks like, yeah, no, they'll back out. They can't give up these guns. If they do, ooh, the shots coming through towards Cashers there. Probably likely not going to get him, but if they had, absolutely heartbreaking for them as they save the guns. The spike is about to detonate. And Strathers, match point.
Moving through to match point now. Strathers 1 round away from stealing this. Oh! No way!
Oh!
Cheeky.
And that's the counter rat.
Yeah.
That's the counter rat right there. That's something that we have access to the entire map, and Cammy did that right under our noses as well as UOG's. An absolutely cheeky tap to allow UOG to only take one gun into now what is match point until either the match ends or the dreaded, or the dreaded, in air quotes, overtime, but more the prophesied overtime.
Excellent little push. They're trying to open up that gap on a B long. No one's even watching B long. They're just actually watching more like the B side, a little bit of an angle out on screens. So they're going to be able to take all the space on B long, all 5 of them moving forward. And it's a lot easier to get on a B site if they do that for free. There is usually there's an alarm lockdown. There's a swarm grenade. Cammy takes down Riggs. Catfat trades out Cammy. The spike will go down. The defender Killjoy is going to go down. So they're going to get the hell out of here and guard this spike from long, and if they can get past that gap, it does look like they're going to be able to escape pretty easily.
I mean, this is it now. The cove's about to burst. 2 detained, actually. They really are trying to bait this in. Connor, there's no way you walk away from this. Exactly. Monkey Business takes it down. The spike, though, does get cleared. Dark picks up 1. Catfat is now the last line of defense as the gunshots echo through, and Catfat, not only happy with the defuse, takes all guns down to at least give UOG a fighting chance, clawing tooth and nail back into this.
Any bullet from any gun hitting any part of the body would have closed that out and stopped the defuse, but the 5 HP gets away with it. Just beautiful stuff there. And I was concerned, you know, holding back, letting them take that B long space so easily, and I thought it might be tricky, but they definitely had the lockdown in hand, ready to deal with that situation, and retake was just amazing.
No, it really was, but now Strathers only 1 ultimate for them. Again, the Viper's Pit, very excellent ultimate in that post-plant situation, but you do have to get into that post-plant situation, otherwise it's a bit useless. Meanwhile, though, UOG, Vipers, and the US, they also the Vipers and the Harbours, but Connor stays up to use that Viper's Pit still. Strathers immediately 1 up on a very pivotal pick as everyone's deciding, do they use the ultimates? Do they commit to this?
I suggest you move.
Yeah, they're going to want to save that Viper's Pit for when the spike is down. The Reckoning getting used over on A site. Is it just all a big bait? Looks like it might be, but the spike didn't actually rotate through to B. The spike was in the hands of the Harbour casting that reckoning, but still only one player over on B, so they can just rush down B long again. Grizzlies, one player down, 2 players down now. This might be the round where Straffers take it.
I mean, I did say earlier about the strategy, in air quotes, of if you don't know what you're doing, how can the enemy team? And I think that round very clearly, there was a bit of indecision, there's a bit of uncertainty, but there is no uncertainty as immediately the Strathers clean up that Viper's pit and put themselves 1 point, gaining themselves not only the point against UOG, but their first point of the night.
Look at that, man. There's been so many good moments. Some really, really high kill counts for some of these players. Getting like 3, 4Ks popping off. Excellent multi-kills, headshots, and spray transfers. Sometimes they were just lined up for it, though. Catfat getting those 3. Some really, really good performances from both teams.
This round was just so pivotal. If this went the way, if Stars had died right there, I'm actually pretty confident that UOG would have taken it.
Yeah, could have gone the entirely different way. Some games just all revolve around one crucial moment like that. This was definitely a crucial moment too. Such excellent repositioning here from Connor.
1 HP. The 1 HP in a dream. It never gets any less painful. These shots, some sheriff demons among us. Stars again. As you said, Bigfoot, the multi-kills coming through. The bunny hopping from Monkey Business, living up to his name. Unfortunately for him, immediately punished for it. And that being one of the fastest shutdowns of a site once the execute had begun, I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful stuff. Spike falling down on site quite a few times as well, you know, like maybe a little bit too confident at times. Also, trying to use that wingman to plant did backfire a couple of times as well. It often can.
The Killjoy setup now, not like even to stop any kind of plant situation, but the fact that Wingman just melts. And he never used to. Like they did have to change how all the utilities interacted with each other, like raise nades and sofa darts. Everything had to change because of the fact that Gecko and his little wee thing decided that, yeah, we can plant the spike for you.
Yeah, no, they've all got pretty good HP now. The mosh pit, you know, there's plenty of time to get out of it, but if you stay in there too long, it does a bit of damage. There was an excellent moment. It was in secret when the mosh pit were down, and they were just running through it like it wasn't going to kill them. I thought 2 of them were going to die there.
Oh, no, the mosh pit as well, that delay. But I think just while we kind of recover from that, we will be jumping into a little bit of a break. I will be jumping off and handing the reins over to the lovely Kaiserine to join Bigfoot for the next match. And until then...
Yeah, see you soon. Have a good break.
Are we...
Trying
just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna around. I just wanna have fun, turn around. I just wanna now and turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance.
It's heavy. Famous love. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect, when you out of line, you put yourself in check. They don't hear me, they don't hear me though. Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stand for truth, or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio. Cause this the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap. Know your worth, and don't sell cheap. The ghost is inside of me, can't take it out of me. No matter where I've been, it's about where I'm meant to be. I be shining perfect timing, check your watch. And I know who I am no longer lost. I got tired of walking around with a mask on, smiling but my heart singing sad songs. Yeah, I was living for myself, I was dead wrong till I got the call, no cell phone. I got tired of walking around with a mask on, smiling but my heart singing sad songs. Yeah, I was living for myself, I was dead wrong till I got the call, no cell phone. Man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, made in this image, I'm a young man. You talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, made in this image, I'm a young OG boy.
Everywhere I go, the people really wanna know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare when they see me. If I said it once, no need to repeat. Run up on me, watch you fall to your knees. Tip my hat when it's time for the kill. Ain't no beast when you're really real. I am the boss, I am the dawn. I am the one they call Lucky Charm. Got my own shit, I don't need your farm. Life was so hard, it made me weak. Built to last, this girl ain't weak. Sturdy and still when I plant my feet. Got it out the mud, now it's racks in my sleep. Look to God, he supplies my needs. Endless faith is what brought me next level prosperity. Silent power moves is what I'm giving. They love to hate the world they can't live in. Always present for the high roads. Go swim within the deep lows. Low. What told the future? Who knows? I don't do it for the likes, I do it for the love. Do it for the ones who really needed a hug, cause they had it tough, never had enough. Feared, loved, and respected. Using words as a weapon. Test and she. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Smile in my face, Woody in my place, but act gully on cyberspace. Let's pump brakes, let's be frank. Running after him when you're the chase. You are the catch and he's the net. How quickly do we all forget to honor these small policies, my darling? You are the empress queen. Man, respect or he'll neglect. You are the wind beneath his wings. You are the season, you are the reason why this world can breathe. Giving sons eyes to see and daughters dreams to believe. Anything less than the best for you is high treason, queen. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is a queendom.
When you walk down the aisle, exposed to who you are beneath that fake ass smile. A couple songs about you when I told the truth through and through. Never name drop, you guilty if you assume it's you. From laying under covers to staying under your skin. I know exactly what it was, fuck what it is. Stay thinking out loud and think about how the vibe changed quicker than 1,000,000 miles an hour. I felt bad for whatever I said, but whatever's dead, I hope I see you never again. Could've been me in a suit, but you had your cake and you eating it too. Fuck, you never thought you'd go back on your word. Broken promises set me back down to earth. Black down on the curb, guess time heals all, accept this. Cut deep enough to leave me infected. I fell victim to all those intentions. Cause of you I can't make a connection. Everybody in question. You always look good when shit was looking bad. Looking back, it had me trusting somebody I probably shouldn't have. PTSD from falling and hitting rock bottom with nothing there to cushion that. Last time you reached out, I ain't read the message. Leave it to karma to respond when you least expect it. Everything I said, I felt the need to mention. When facts seem offensive, it's hard to ease attention. I'm just thinking out loud and think about how the vibe changed quicker than 1,000,000 miles an hour. I felt bad for whatever I said, but whatever's dead, I hope I see you never again. Could've been me in a suit, but you had your cake and you eating it too. Fuck, you never thought you'd go back on your word. Broken promises set me back down to earth. Black down on the curb, guess time heals all, accept this. Cut deep enough to leave me infected. I fell victim to all those intentions. Cause of you I can't make a connection. Everybody in question.
Let me just talk one time. Whoa. Whoa. Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet. Yeah, that's a guarantee. King of the city, man, they knowing that it's me. Ain't damn near still doing it with ease, cause it ain't that hard when I'm talking about me. Me and my funds, told them I get what I want. I need my money up front. I do not do this for fun. So I've been here my whole life, I ain't seen them here once. Told them I ain't playing, they don't wanna get hurt, dog. It's about time I done show them how it works, dog. Seen them in the shit, but now they all worse off. I ain't in a race if I ain't coming first, dog. Took a step back if they ain't in the game now. It was moving slow, so I had to find a pace now. All they trying to talk, not the time or the place now. Coming for the pot, and I got a pocket ace now. Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Everybody, we are into the battle for Glasgow Valorant round 2 here. My name is Bigfoot alongside Kai, coming all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Let's go! Yeah, you had quite a bit of a trip here as well. You're not from Scotland either.
No, I've come up from Newcastle, yeah. It should be Scotland. I want that border lowered. We're going to be working for that soon. As soon as Scotland gets its independence, we're going to get Newcastle part of Scotland. That's going to happen for sure. But how are you doing? How was your journey over here?
You know, it was quite long, but I am so excited to finally be here in Glasgow for the first day of the Battle for Glasgow tournament.
Nice one. So welcome to Scotland, and I hope you have a lovely time. I gave a little taste of the Iron Brew Classic earlier on. What did you think of the Iron Brew Classic?
You know, I tried the original Iron Brew and the new, I guess, sweetened Iron Brew, and I have to say I'm a fan of both.
Okay.
So I might be taking some home with me.
Yeah, you should do it. It's an
If there's any
excellent
left.
souvenir. No, there'll be some left. You know, Scotland, it never ends. It's the #1 drink in this country, actually.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to take some home with me. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
You guys just have these all the time.
So we've just came off of an unfortunate Grizzlies defeat, but Strafford's coming out 13-10. Grizzlies trying their hardest. Some players getting some excellent kill counts. Catfat on the Viper getting a 20, 15, and 6. So that's 20 kills and 6 assists. Actually, pretty much neck and neck with the opposing Viper, Connor, who had 24 kills and 2 assists, so totaling up to 26 each. So they really did fight their very hardest, but right at the end, Straffers did come out on top. Riggs also playing the Gecko, getting 18, 16, and 5. Those are the two strongest players for the Grizzlies in the previous round, but unfortunately, they couldn't quite get the victory.
Yeah, you know, I was not casting it, but I was watching, and I do want to say Monkey Business 5 First Bloods on that Raze last map. They were able to take 10 rounds home, but unfortunately, like we said, that map did go to Strathers, giving them their first point today. in this tournament.
So what are the totals for the team so far?
It looks like with that last point going to Strathers for Valorant, we have 1 point for Strathers, 1 for Grizzlies, and of course 2 for your GCU Chargers.
And the Chargers coming into this game hot, looking to bring that up to 3, and that would give them a 2-point lead against the other 2 Glasgow universities. They're going to be really trying to do that, but Grizzlies as well, that last game so close. They've had a bit of a warm-up, you know, Chargers coming in blind. Grizzlies coming in warmed up, learning from their mistakes possibly, but it's a completely different team they're playing against. So anything they've learned might be thrown back in their face if the Chargers come in with something different.
Yeah, and it is worth noting how dominant the Grizzlies were last year. They took home 8 points total in this tournament, and just 4 spread out each between the Chargers and the Strathers. So Chargers already with that 2-0, already sitting where they were at the end of the entire tournament last year. So they're hoping to take another point home right here.
We're about to start the game. Just a quick reminder that you can win a range of gaming prizes, including monitors, an Xbox Series X, Sega Mega Drive Mini, and so much more if you just visit glasgowchildrenshospitalcharity.org. Or if you're watching on Twitch, hit the button reading GCH. The raffle is just £5 per ticket, and it will all help kids gaming in hospital just a few miles from here. But moving into Haven, a triple site map can get very interesting, and of course I'm happy because this is an Omen meta map, and we do look like we're going to have Omen on both teams. What do you think of these lineups so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is what we see a lot. I'm a little bit shocked we're not seeing a breach here, and normally we see Haven dominated by that breach, especially for that A short control. But again, double initiator does seem to be the meta here, and we are seeing that for the side of the Grizzlies. Of course, they haven't locked in yet, but it looks like the Chargers are going for double sentinel with that Killjoy and that Sage here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Breach is ultimate meta on Haven. There's so many beautiful things you can do. Over on the A site, you can flash through that box. It gives you rear sight control so easily because behind that box is such an often camped spot. But we're going to be using the Sky Flashes as opposed to the Breach Flashes. They can be used in a similar sort of fashion, flying them over the box instead of flashing straight through it. So it's not too bad that we're not seeing a Breach. Riggs hovering over the Sova, probably going to get locked as well, though.
Yeah, I mean, we do see a lot of Sova here on that Haven map
Choose
as well.
your
I
agent.
think the double initiator has been the meta for quite a while here on Haven. Of course, sometimes we do see double controller, but it looks like we are seeing, like we said, that double sentinel coming out from the Chargers here. Of course, we see the Killjoy on both sides. I think that's kind of typical what we've been seeing lately on Haven.
Yeah, complete meta as well. There's just so many good choke points for the Swarm Grenade, especially up in Garage, and good spots for the lockdown as well. So it's just absolute meta. So we're going to see pretty much very, very similar lineups here, except the only difference we're seeing is a Sova versus a Sage. So Sova on the side of the Grizzlies and GCU holding down that Sage. Could be actually quite a big difference in the two different teams with that one small difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like you said, these teams haven't played each other yet. And this is just a best of one series for each team. So it's going to be who can adapt faster to the other team. Of course, we just did see the Grizzlies play this last map, but this is a new map and they're facing a new team. So we'll see how warmed up they really are and what Chargers have to bring to the table.
It's interesting. It looks like it's going to be straight down to A, just running it down. It doesn't even look like they're shifting from the looks of the map. I think they're already aware that it's coming through the A. They definitely made sound to start off with, so we've actually got a terrible flank that's came through mid. This could be absolutely crucial, but there isn't a long bot right in the lobby. Cash is getting the first blood of the game. Red falls, Riggs gets one, as Slippers falls as well.
Yeah, I think now they know this is an A-hitter team. That flame's starting to come in all down now to Goothy here in a 1v3 situation. Plant is down.
Yeah, that alarm bot in lobby really helped them out. Goofy having an extremely difficult job here, trying to take down all three of them. Cash is low on health, but will be the last to swing out of the three of them. And now this one way holding them back. I don't think Goofy can do much about this whatsoever.
I mean, that's so difficult. Knows exactly where they are. Has that one way. Just trying to isolate here for Goofy. Trying to get at least one down, but ultimately is going to have to die to that bomb for extra money. And just not able to get one there. That is a first round going to UOG.
Goofy did land those last two bullets of the clip, but it wasn't enough, and the reload died reloading. These were beautiful kills from Catfat out on the flank there. Goofy did get Monkey Business pretty nice trying to enter side, but couldn't make it any further than that kill. So UOG coming in strong. They do want to get this point back on the board after their previous loss, and they've got the pistol round. An excellent start for them. But they are, I feel like Haven, with the amount of mind games you can play as the attackers, I do think it is an attacker-sided map. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. And when you look at a map like Haven with these 3 sites, it's so much faster to rotate if you are on the attacking side. So, you know, you start going A, you switch to a C hit, and it looks like it is going to be a C hit right here.
Oh, no.
And they're going to have sight here for free.
One of them dying with a spray through the smoke. The sheriff sitting on the other side of the one-way, looking confused, not really sure how or when to push. As the one-way dissipates, they're going to make that push in. Taking a few pot shots through the box, but no one stood there.
Oh, beautiful shot there by Bread, but it's traded out immediately by CatFat.
And that will be 2 on the board for the Grizzlies. Excellent start to this Haven map.
Chargers should be able to buy up rifles here, though, so I think this will be an exciting round for them. They should get a point here on the board as the Grizzlies are looking to bonus. But again, as the map like Haven, and with teams like these, you have no idea what is going to happen.
Oh, the beef in the chat is already coming out. Someone called a 13. Oh, but they've only gone and cursed themselves with that prediction, and there's no chance of that happening now.
Yeah, forget caster curses, we have player curses.
The players are cursing themselves trying to call the result. Wall comes straight out into mid, but the players from the Grizzlies are making that push down A again.
They are going to be spotted out on A. Jet there is going to get spotted out, just waiting for their team to rotate. And Mannix gets a pick on Monkey Business before getting treated out by Cashers.
That was an excellent shot with the Guardian there. The Guardian can be so crucial in all sorts of ranges if you can land those shots. This turret gonna catch out one player in heaven, but will get taken down straight away. It's 4 for 4 here. So the GCU do have the numbers, like, not against them if they're trying to make this retake, but they've got to do something. The smoke comes out into heaven. One for Slippers. Rig straight out though. Catback gets one, Red gets one, Catback trades. And that was just all off to Bread, but Bread falls.
It's a collat.
Through the wall as well.
And they are going to be able to recover some rifles off of that, which ultimately saves their economy. They should be able to buy up full rifles, and that does put the Chargers here on a bit of a scuffed buy.
Grizzlies actually playing up to their namesake here. I mean, I used to live in Canada, and there was a bunch of brown bears. They were just cute. They weren't scary at all. But the Grizzlies are absolutely terrifying, and that's how they're coming into this match. 3 rounds, absolutely dominating, even knocking down the first buy round from GCU, coming in strong. Loads of kills on the board. Can they continue this momentum?
It looks like once again this is going to be an A hit.
Deploying drone.
It's worked out for them the past 3 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've just got A for free. Where are GCU on the map? No one's watching it. There isn't even util on A side. They've just completely marched onto it. The spike's going down. Cassius gets goofy. The first player to come and try and contest this side does fall instantly. Monkey Business up in heaven. Does get taken down by the classic.
That is a rifle recovered right there. But again, bomb is down. Time is ticking, and these one-ways have just stopped the defense from pushing back.
Blocking sight.
So close. Not enough, and the Grizzlies 4 rounds on the board. What can GCU do to stop them? They might even have to call a really early timeout here. They need to think about what they're doing. Grizzlies just marching onto site, especially that time, no one on A. Nothing to stop them.
I mean, what can you do, though? They have the guns. You know the Grizzlies have the guns. I think the idea was just to kind of stack and then flank, but it's hard when you don't have those rifles to play with.
For sure.
Ultimately got some recovered, but not enough. And once it seems once you give up Grizzlies, give them sight, it's so hard for them to retake it.
Yeah, I would say one answer is some A-site aggression from the defenders as well, but even if they did that this round, they'd be caught off guard because it is actually going to be a C-long. Recon dart does reveal where the sky is, right behind the box. The smoke's going to slow them down a little bit. Monkey Business just walking in the side with an off, but does dash back when they see the dog.
does not stop Monkey Business though from trying to spray through the smoke, looking for some contact. Doesn't get it and calls a swift rotate over to A. But it looks like Omen, going to get that timing there. Just holding on to A site, but I don't know if he's going to rotate.
Somewhere on the map, BMR got a collateral kill through some wall. But now the spike is heading towards A, and it is going to go down for free. Yet again, there's 2 players there, but they've just let them have it yet again. Line comes through, the double up dash comes through, and Mannix gets a beautiful kill over the wall, and another one on the caches. Is this GCU's comeback round?
One enemy remaining.
Looks like it might be, but bomb is still down. And Bread going to get it through the smoke. Catpat, that is the first round on the board for the Chargers.
Yeah, Bread is baking, getting that final 2 kills, and now Goofy will get the defuse, going to stick them only 2 points away from the lockdown, or they're going to walk away and edge for the Seekers. Come on, defuse, what are you doing? BMR getting that diffuser, will be the Seekers getting opted for. Defenders winning, GCU getting 1 round on the board now, not letting UOG get away with 5.
That was a beautiful round. Only 1 player offline there, so going to be able to take 4 of those rifles into the next round. Of course, if you're UOG, it's all good. You just won 4 rounds in a row. Your economy not hurting too badly. You still have 3 ultimates online. Again, even getting that diffuse off still doesn't have the Seekers. We only have that Omen ultimate on the board for the Chargers.
Yeah, and it's not, from the shadows isn't really the best when you're defending, unless you have to, only if you have to make a super fast rotation. It's not the best. Much more useful when you're attacking for that super fast rotation to plant. Looks like this, Grizzlies as well, they've taken that loss on the chin, and they're starting to switch up their gameplay a little bit. They're not just running it down A, playing a little bit of a default with the turret in mid. C site, they're not making any movement on C long, but I still wouldn't be surprised if they change their minds and move back there. But so far, it looks like most players are heading into sewers.
Yeah, unfortunately, looks like Omen didn't quite have that read when he placed his smoke, but is going to...
You should run.
Couple here, and that Killjoy ultimate is coming out. That does mean that they're going to once again have site for free, and this site has been so hard for the Chargers to be able to retake.
Yeah, I think it might be time they start doing some A-long aggression from the defensive side and stopping them get away with this just so much. They did have the op on the board. Mannix managed to pick up the op in the previous round and could have pushed out to A-long and maybe stopped some of this happening, getting 1 kill through the lobby. Now just trapped in heaven with the op as Catbat takes down Slippers trying to get on site. The Paranoia comes out. There's 2 players blind. One of them takes a lot of damage though. Seeker's coming out as well. Flash is getting 1. Izan getting another. And now it's a 5v2 and GCU looking like they're in a lot of trouble yet again.
And it looks like they're making the call here to save those rifles, and I don't blame them. A 2v5 on that A site that has historically been so hard, but Fred gonna get a pick on Monkey Business before getting timing there by Eisen for me.
Grizzlies are hungry, aren't they? They are hunting down GCU, trying to stop them from saving, but it does look like they'll manage to get 1 Phantom through to the next round. Extremely close in the timing. 3, 2, 1, and Rakes falls.
We're able to get a couple exit frags there at the end, but unfortunately for the Chargers, that is another round on the board for the Grizzlies. And of course the Grizzlies, after losing 10-13 on that last map, Pearl, are really hungry for a win here to get another round on the board and another point in this tournament.
They are looking so hungry, but the sides can switch and the attacking side can change, and GCU might be able to come back in the second half, but they definitely don't want to let the Grizzlies run away with too much of the first.
Get out of my way!
No way. Slipper's beautiful shot there through the wall. Smoked off.
What a read as well. They haven't really pushed it yet at all, but that counter push on mid, getting those 2 early kills. Grizzlies looking a little bit confused, but now they've managed to send 1 player through to spawn with from the shadows.
Spike planted.
GCU looking confused as to where the locations are, but now the spike's gone down. Oh, excellent trade out there. BMR coming out, getting Catfat as Catfat took down Slippers.
Cash is just getting a little bit too aggressive, pushing out through that smoke, and I love the smoke that they've been placing that one-way on A site. It's been so hard for them to push through, but pushing out past that Bread does get 1, and that is another round on the board for the Chargers.
Chargers not letting the Grizzlies get away too far, using some excellent economy and some good ult. They used the ult out in that round as well, really helped them out. Now it do look like they've got a Sage revive on board, but that's the only ultimate for them. Sova does have the Hunter's Fury as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that in some sort of post-plan situation, maybe in C. But so far it does look like the Grizzlies are heading towards A at the minute, but maybe a default and a C push. Nope. So far just an alarm bot on C long, stopping that flank come through, and they're going to actually push through Garage possibly.
Or maybe not. Looks like it could be an A hit again, or through. It looks like it is going to be an A hit here once again. That dog going to out some of them there.
But yeah, excellent use of the Killjoy util to stop anyone pushing out a Garage or pushing down C long. Taken down to 4 HP there though as they try and run back onto site. BMR going to send a flash out. Not going to get any info there. Shots coming through to Garage. There is a rat spot. We had a lot of ratting out in the last round. Will they get away with it this time?
Looks like electing to play it slow, and we've seen Grizzly do that after each time, really, that they've lost a point there on the board to the Chargers. They're just electing to play it a little bit slower, go back to the fundamentals, not getting too overconfident, but Chargers is going to get Goofy there.
Yeah, Goofy doing their best to be a rat, but the Owl drone counteracts a rat spot so well. Lets the players see on the minimap exactly where someone is so they can swing in with the right crosshair placement. And as all this intensity has been going down into Garage, they're not sure if it's going to be Garage or C or B, but it's actually going to be yet another free A site for the Grizzlies as they just march on and get the spike down yet again. And Cashes with a headshot on a Slippers as Slippers is bopping around on those boxes in B.
It is just so hard for Chargers to retake, especially when they're down the numbers. Managed to do it twice so far, but ooh, Manic's looking for just one hit there. Is managing to find them, but immediately Riggs is gonna find them. And BMR also falling. 2 Cashes looking for a couple exits. Bread. And they're hunting him down, and Monkey Business is eventually going to finish him off. A near flawless round there for the attackers.
Yeah, very close to flawless, and Monkey Business just finishing off Bread with a perfect Bread shot at the headshot at the end. And yeah, GCU on a bit of a back foot here. I'm surprised we haven't seen a timeout so far, but it's still possible. They need to rethink it, and I do think I'm still sticking to my guns here. I think some defensive aggression might be part of the key. When they push through mid, they got away with it so well. They got 2 kills instantly, and they managed to push around, retake that site, get the defuse, and get plenty of ult points on the board in that round.
I mean, I think you said it best. I think we do need to see a little bit more aggression here coming from the Chargers. Of course, we did say this is an attack-sided map, but you still need to get a couple more rounds on the board to feel confident going into your attacking half.
Here.
C-site almost left open, but not quite. We do have BMR in Garage, push through to C-site now. They nearly left it clear. Cashes takes Mannix out as Mannix pushes out of Garage as BMR takes out Monkey Business as well. 4 for 4. Oh my days. Oh. Could have taken a risky push, but instead takes a bit of a retreat. Might be the best idea. Yeah, run away, retreat with that sheriff, and get back to holding angles.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do when you're on that lighter buy here.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Is it going to be a B plant? Looks like we're going to see a B plant.
Looks like just waiting for that smoke to go down
Spike
before getting in
planted.
there. That doesn't mean Plant's going to go down. Goofy gets one and Brett gets another. It's now a 2v2.
Cover going out.
Last player standing.
Takes down Riggs. Riggs not being able to do much whilst hit by that paranoia. Playing an excellent positioning game here. Going to send the smoke out. Going to be able to take Brett, I think. Just before the spike finishes. Naughty little stuff there. Making the rotation round again. This is so hard to get away with now. Goofy going to have to just run away, I think. Bang.
And Eisen clutching out that round, putting another on the board for Grizzly. That one was close.
Yeah, that was really, really close, but my days. The mind games you can play when you're Omen and the spike is down and you've got smokes in the pocket and they don't know your location. So that is 7 now over to the Grizzlies. GCU only managed to get 2 on the board. Omen diff for real. My legs don't work anymore. Yeah, that was an Omen diff and a half. Beautiful stuff there. All you need is the mystery of your location and a couple smokes to completely mess with the opponent.
I mean, I think that's the difference between really knowing your agent inside and out and then just like locking an agent you're not comfortable with just because you think it fits. I really knew how to play that, but right off the bat, we're seeing some kills come out from Monkey Business too.
No way. That Hunter's Fury sent Mannix running for their life and gets chased down by a Vandal as well. Please, GCU, call a timeout and work something out for these last few rounds.
Brad gets one. Still a 2v3, but running out of time. I think might have to save these rifles.
There's just so little time left. They might just wait for an exit. They might even just be better to run and hide.
Stealing sight.
You know, the Grizzlies' economy is so strong, you're not really going to damage it with one exit kill. Cash has only got 1,400, but everyone else sitting up in the top numbers there. Must have bought the operator recently or something for someone else, but yeah. Okay, so 2 rounds left for GCU to try and bring this up to 4. 10-2 is going to be nigh on impossible to come back from.
Yeah, I mean, an uphill battle for sure. Again, is an attack-sided map though, so Chargers are able to do what Grizzlies are doing right now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But you can just tell Grizzlies are so confident.
Placing sentry. Recalling my box.
Desperately trying to get that turret up to heaven there. Come on, it's possible.
You got it.
There you go.
Alarm bot out.
There is a lockdown on the board for GCU. You know, they've got the revive, they've got the useless defensive from the shadows.
Well, you know what? Actually, that Sage revive can really turn around. You have numbers advantage, and then you bring another one on board.
Yep, for sure. Oh, rat spot here. Are they going to get away with it? The dash gets away. Oh, no. Goofy deals some damage, but Monkey Business comes out on top.
Doesn't matter how much damage you do if you have a healer on your team. Sky going to heal Mannix right back up.
Little bit of information. See, there's not much you can do with the From the Shadows defense, but you can check if they're still in sewers or not. So now, you know, sewers is reasonably clear. Might be able to go in for that res and have more players for the retake.
I mean, there's only 2 rounds left. This would not be a bad time to do it.
Doesn't look like they're going for it, though, as we see them pushing through to B, trying to check out where else the Grizzlies are going to come in.
Blinded.
Little bit of information there for BMR. Oh. Now the push actually does come back to sewers. Dog going to come out of sewers any second now.
30 seconds left.
And again, they're just going to walk onto A site and put that spike down like they own the place.
Spike
it has
planted.
Been so hard for the Chargers to deal with this. Now they do have sky flashes. Could flash through the smoke. But again, haven't really been seeing a lot of that, but it doesn't matter. Slimmage gets one. Gets traded up by Eisen, also getting BMR there. It's just trade after trade, and now all down to Brett. Gets one.
Brett might be able to do this. This is so important. We've got Paranoia. No more smokes on board. Oh! And the shorty from Riggs takes down Brett.
12 HP left.
Last round.
That is so heartbreaking if you're a Chargers fan.
Yeah, this is hard. This is hard. Been plenty of noise in the audience though, so I do think there is plenty of Grizzly fans here. But if you're a Chargers fan, please make some supportive noise for them. Try and get them back on the board here.
Turret out.
Oh dear.
I'll be a Chargers fan. Let's go Chargers!
Woo! Let's
one more
go
on the board.
Chargers! Whoop whoop! Right, 9. Can they activate the 9-3?
Wait, you know what? I have to ask you. Do you believe in the 9-3?
I don't believe in anything
you don't
like
believe
that.
in
That's
anything.
absolutely ridiculous. No.
Well.
I don't believe in it.
But do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yeah, what's that right here?
There you go.
I do believe in the real Bigfoots too. Yeah.
We are going to see double KJ ult coming out here.
Get out of my
on
way!
A.
I've got your trail.
But it looks like this is going to be a C there.
Oh my days, double lockdown. Attackers actually detaining 2, but it was all a fake as they move on to C, and Monkey Business with the Blade Storm getting an excellent kill, and the spike goes down. GCU left scrambling for the retake yet again, but there's one ways, there's ops, there's nothing they can do. It is looking, oh my days, Monkey Business taking slippers down. They might not even be able to get to 9-3. This might be a 10-2. Absolutely devastating loss of this first half.
One enemy remaining.
There we have it, BFR managing to take down Riggs, but Goofy and Bread did fall.
Monkey Business just cleaning that up with a 3K there on the last round. It is now 10-2 in the first half. That is an uphill battle for sure for the Chargers.
Yo, I can see where Monkey Business gets the name. That has been some crazy gaming. Monkey Business is a certified gamer. Mannix does take down Monkey Business there with a classic though, so you know not everyone is infallible. Of course it is Valorant and anything can happen. This was just this was my moment of the night. Izan
this was beautiful.
Yeah, mind games galore. This is what Omen was built for. Omen and Viper with the mind games. Admittedly, Omen a little bit more. So nice. Excellent repositioning. You just saw how confused Goofy was. Goofy didn't have a clue what was going on. So cheeky as well to let them almost defuse the spike. Just watching them. So cheeky. I love that recon.
And it looks like what we are seeing from the side of Grizzlies that we did not see from the Chargers is immediately that aggression there on A that we talked about last time. Not ultimately going to be an A hit, but look at all that space that they were able to get there.
Ooh, we've seen some steady aggression. Lobby. Sheriff isn't going to land too hard though. Does get one. Monkey Business again causing trouble up in lobby, but Brett does trade out and they're going to have to keep pushing. They want to take advantage of this MPA site, but Grizzlies have already made it down there.
I love a map like this, like Haven, where you can hit one site, go to another, fake it, rotate back. It's so fast, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's excellent stuff. And you've seen them rotate off. The Grizzlies were rotating off A, then coming back to A plenty of times last round. And they were just planted, I don't know, 6 or 7 times on A for free.
Cover going out.
Mannix, excellent shot.
Spike down A.
A little bit of a trade down. The spike does go down, but Goofy will be able to plant this. Absolutely crucial for GCU to get this round. If they don't get this round, it is probably all over. And it looks like they do have a chance to spike down.
Last player standing.
Oh, beautiful play by Bread there. First round of the second half goes to the Chargers. An uphill battle for sure, but it makes it that much easier when you get a pistol round there on the board.
Yeah, no, if you don't get the pistol round, it is nigh on impossible. It is potential for an upset here. You know, we saw how dominant the Grizzlies were. As long as GCU can replicate that behavior and not let UOG get away with any more than 3 or 2 rounds, then we might be able to see something interesting.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I mean, again, uphill battle for sure. They're going to have to win this next one, definitely. But slippery.
Wow.
A risky maneuver there. All Jins out on the board with that push. Nearly gets away with it, but does get taken down. Aizen trying to be a cheeky Omen yet again. Causing a lot of hassle here.
Spike planted.
Trying to break that wall there in garage, but ultimately gonna fall.
Last player standing.
Grizzlies, absolutely nothing they could do. GCU one more round of the board.
Okay? Last thing I
If the
need
Chargers
is some
had played
hero
last
messing
half like
things
they're
up.
playing right now on attack, easy could have had a couple more rounds on the board. But they've really found their rhythm now. Again, an attack-sided map, and definitely they're building that confidence, but that doesn't mean Grizzlies here are going to be on that rifle buy.
It is amazing like, the difference it can be between attacking and defending on Valorant sometimes. It's so much bigger than the gap between white and black in chess. You know, if you play black accurately, you know, it's nigh on equal. But Valorant, you can have such a huge discrepancy in the size of the map.
Yeah, and in a game like Valorant, of course, you do switch sides, so you have the same really chance to put that many rounds on the table. But again, you know, that mental going into a 10-2 half, I mean, that has to weigh on you mentally.
I mean, we've seen 11-1 comebacks in the championship, like VCT. It has been known to happen. Absolutely anything can happen, especially if you get that economy on your side early in the game. It's exactly what GCU have managed to do.
Oh my goodness.
Backside, I can hear the players. Backside.
Looking to find contact. Riggs gets one on Slippers, but is immediately going to get traded out there by Mannix. All down.
Spike planted.
To 1. And Goozy.
No way. Go on.
That's going to be 4 rifles recovered.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we wanted to see in this second half. Keep this game going.
And suddenly a game that looked almost over.
We see the buy, please, Observer.
Well, you know what? That's okay. We can kind of see, of course, Chargers are going to have guns,
Shorty.
but it looks like, yeah, shorties and sheriffs. All you really can do when you win that round, you don't have the economy to buy up anything.
Yeah, they're going to do their best here, but again, the firepower on the side, you see, making that aggressive push. They're doing that defensive aggression that we were talking about. But Bread taking down Caches. What about Riggs with the Sheriff push down C-Long? Paranoia comes out, does take a little bit of damage. Sound like a though. Dog just rushing through the spring grenade. Riggs gets stunned on C.
Ooh, beautiful shots!
That gets 2 amazing headshots. Monkey Business with the Blade Storm gets 1 as well. It will be traded out. Bread and Slippers getting their own.
You will not kill my...
No, Riggs! Wow.
What a round.
What a round. So close. If Riggs just managed to swing there to the left, it could have been over. But GCU, yet again.
Cat had those beautiful shots there in mid. Not able to get the third, though. Finally, we saw the res come out, though.
Yeah. It was unfortunately wasted. But look at that, man. That is just some OSU level accuracy.
Who needs to win from deathmatch when you lose?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, only 4 rounds behind the Grizzlies now. Definitely what we've been saying about attacker siding proof is in the pudding. The Bread pudding. The op is watching A long, but there's no one making that push. So looking like it's going to be more of a, almost a garage hit, but turning towards more of a C long. We got Bread pushing up.
Yeah, it looks like just trying to do a little bit of a default here, just trying to find some sort of intel, but it looks like we are bunched up there in mid. Looks like it's going to be a slightly split C hit as we see those smokes committed to the C site. And are going to start seeing the rotations coming in. Oh, through the smoke!
Missing so delicately. Oh. Doing a little bit of tickle damage there, but not quite enough to get a kill on the board. Shot on comes out. That head's about to pick up the block. Riggs comes out on top. Goofy falls.
Seek them.
Last player standing.
Monkey Business.
One enemy
Slivers.
remaining.
So that is only one of 3 rounds that the Grizzlies need to come out on top now. They are a third of the way to victory. But GCU getting so many rounds on the board before Grizzlies attain that. If they can just keep up what they've achieved so far, they might be able to equalize this. But that extra 1 on the board just looks so scary.
I mean, it has to be weighing on your head that we're 5 rounds behind them and they're one away from match point. But if you just kind of reset a little, that is the first round this entire half that the Grizzlies have put on the board. And if I remember correctly, the Chargers at this point did have 2 rounds on the board. So still very doable. If you are a Chargers fan, they're not out yet. but definitely weighing on you.
Get out of
You
my
have this
way!
defensive operator coming out as well.
Oh, the
so
double up draft.
close. These double up draft points are so fun on these maps. There's quite a few of them all dotted around the various maps of Valorant. And
Swarm grenade out.
amazing to surprise people with a kill. Fortunately, not getting away with it that time. Swarm grenades coming out in
Placing
the garage,
swarm
trying to
grenade.
slow them down, but not quite a garage push yet, apart from the dog. It's actually going to head towards A, but the operator is still sat there.
Blocking sight.
Here.
My days, this could be absolutely insane. But no, the flash! Excellent flash there from BMR. Peak's going to come out with the off. Monkey Business gets one, pushing through, and Slippers trades out. It's so hard to get away with an off on short range, isn't it? As soon as they see you get that push,
One
they keep on pushing.
And unfortunately, just not looking the right way with that shorty before getting traded out. However, what the Chargers are doing.
Last player standing.
Wow, absolutely swamped with util.
Oh, Fred gets one,
But no,
but not another. And that now brings us to match point.
this is now match point as well, and Bread's going to regret that reload more than anything.
Match
Unfortunately,
point.
down to 4 HP, and if they weren't reloading and did get that kill, it was still extremely difficult to come out on top. But yeah, match point for the Grizzlies now. GCU going to have to get 6 rounds in a row to come out on top.
Well, 6 rounds in a row just to bring it to overtime.
Well, yes, sorry, just to bring it to overtime. Good correction. It's not even on top yet. Even if they get away with that.
I mean, definitely an uphill battle, but again, if the Grizzlies could do it, why can't the Chargers? This is an attack-sided map. They've been doing so well, but I think they just let a couple of those defensive rounds get away from them.
Yeah, psychologically, in the second half, it is harder to dominate when
Yeah.
they're against you. 70 HP now. A lot of spray as they try and run away. Suez is absolutely swamped with the charges.
Just looks like trying to jump peek for a little bit of info, but they're not coming along. They're all coming through here. And the flank's starting to come out.
Operator more things as well. They're going to have to retreat back to windows.
Placing
Swarm grenade comes out. Monkey Business gets Bread. Monkey Business almost about to fall, but not quite. The Guardian not landing. Briggs gets Slippers.
Spike
Monkey
down
Business
mid.
has been so cheeky this round, running away with their life. So low HP, but getting away with it still.
Phoenix gets to their window, but Spike is still down. They're watching that like a hawk.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, this is what GCU needed to
30
do.
seconds left.
Yo, they've picked the spike up. I think they've got information on location, and they're just going to make that rotation through Suez now. Going to get that plant into site A, it looks like.
Yeah, and BMR, who's had 17 HP since the start of this round when they saw everyone there in Suez,
10 seconds left.
is looking like they're going to elect to save
Planted.
this rifle. I don't blame them. They have the rounds to work with.
Maybe coming in for an exit. I mean, 17 HP. I don't think it's worth going for the exits, but you know, may as well. Once in a lifetime chance.
Once in a lifetime chance. You're out of LAN.
Yeah, it's a LAN. There's only one game each. Hey, Brazen. Love heart from Cassius to Brazen. Yeah.
Looks like they're hunting. They're just going to hold corners looking for maybe... Oh, is he looking for an exit frag? But he is not. He's just going to save that rifle into the next round. That's 7 on the board now for the Chargers. Still need 5 rounds to bring it to match... Or bring it, excuse me, to overtime.
These
once again.
parasites aren't going to take one
I would love to see
step
that.
past
I
this
would
place.
absolutely love to see that. A timeout now for Cassius. So the Grizzlies calling a timeout, trying to come up with one super good defensive tactic, trying to just end this right now. GCU haven't called a timeout yet at all. Even when they're on the back foot, they did not bother with the timeouts.
Yeah, you know, I think I would have liked to see a timeout come from them pretty early that last half. Like you had said, you know, a lot of people I think like to wait for a timeout, but I'm a fan of the early timeout. Like, let's just nip it in the bud right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then move on, because a lot of times I think these timeouts are called and it's a little bit too late. There's not much you can do. Oh, but look, we're taking another shot of those beautiful shots there by CatFab before getting traded out by Slippers. What a play. That and the Omen play, I think, are 2 favorite plays of the game for sure.
Yeah, when you pick that sheriff up and you land those headshots, it's so worth those $800. But you know, you hit a couple bodies and get taken down, it can be a bit of a big waste. So it's definitely a gamble of a weapon to buy in a save round. But as long as you can get that full shield, full util and rifle next round, it is worth that risk. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what I love about events like this, because these aren't just your solo queue ranked players that you find that don't calm. You're playing in a 5v5 match against both teams full of great players, and they're all in DC. They're all calming together. We can hear them calming from back here, in just that synergy they have together. So if you're able to hit your headshots and you're able to make good calls, I think the sheriff is definitely always worth it.
Sending a Hawk out onto A. Goofy gets monkey business. Riggs with 2 though as Mannix trades out Riggs, and now it is free for free. So instantly brought down 4 players now. Spike is down. What will now be the plan?
I've got your trail.
Very, very good call. Should hopefully get them the information they need to make a move onto site.
Looks like they are going to start heading to that A site. Well, looks like they have a site. Plant is gonna go down.
Defender kill. Oh, what an annoying lockdown this is now. There is almost nowhere to hide apart from the very edge of the A long, and they know that that's a spot on the map, so that is going to be pressured. In fact, they're going to retreat from that spot. 2 players detained. It could be all over. Can the Grizzlies capitalize on that lockdown?
Looks like Spam's coming through the smoke. Are they gonna hit? And they're not!
Days!
Defenders win.
What a clutch lockdown as Grizzlies take another point for the night, sending GCU packing. Wow.
What a map.
Yeah, so close, so incredibly close. Nearly managed to get that comeback. I mean, it felt, sorry, it was not close. It felt close for a second.
It did feel closer.
Felt close for a
The
second.
first half of the second half?
Yeah.
I mean, if the Chargers had played like that at all during their defensive half, had they taken that aggression, like you said, it could have been a lot closer than it was.
Yeah.
Great plays from both teams, but ultimately the Grizzlies are going to get another one on the board. What they failed to do on Pearl, that does give them 2 points for the day. But of course, we are going to be saying goodbye to Grizzlies as the Strathers are going to come back in and face off against the Chargers on Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, excellent players on both halves. If anything, it was just down to team cohesion and actual strategies. You know, all these players are so capable, but unfortunately, the strats just not quite coming together for GCU. Grizzlies taking that dominating victory there, not letting them get away with that comeback.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Chargers, not able to get a point, but that's okay. They have another chance to do that when these Strathers come back in. And like you said, all teams should now be warmed up.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's had a game to warm up now. Getting nice and loose. And yeah, so big shout out to the Grizzlies. Excellent victory there. Make some noise for the victors there, everybody. Oi, oi. And yeah, I'll be signing off now. Kyle will be coming back with Mad Dante. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. Big shout out to everyone behind the scenes making this production happen.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We will be back for the Strathers versus Chargers here on Lotus.
See ya.
down. Whoa. Whoa. Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet. Yeah, that's a guarantee. King of the city, man, they knowing that it's me. 8 damn years, still doing it with ease. Cause it ain't that hard when I'm talking about me. Me and my funds. Told them I get what I want. I need my money up front. I do not do this for fun. So I've been here my whole life, I ain't seen them here once. Told them I ain't playing, they don't wanna get hurt, dog. It's about time I done show them how it works, dog. Seen them in the shit, but now they all worse off. I ain't in a race if I ain't coming first, dog. Take a step back if they ain't in the game now. It was moving slow, so I had to find a pace now. All they trying to talk, not the time or the place now. Coming for the pot, and I got a pocket ace now. Ooh. Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change, keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. I say the same. You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. who gon' hurt this. I naughty night, you lullaby. I'm doing me, it's do or die. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change. Keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. Why stay the same? You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights.
It's only one step till we're finally free. I'm ready for you if you're ready for me. Are you ready to breathe? Are you ready? It's only one step till we're finally free. I'm ready for you if you're ready for me. Are you ready to breathe? Are you ready?
the flesh, you see pressure just before you break a bone. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around, I just wanna now and turn around now. I just wanna I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around,
I didn't know the server, so he messaged me at 5 a.m. and went, Overwatch doesn't work. And I was like, oh my fucking god, I want to
Yeah. It's heavy. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect, when you out of line, you put yourself in check. They don't hear me, they don't hear me though. Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stand for truth, or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio. Cause this the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap. Know your worth, and don't sell cheap. The ghost is inside of me, can't take it out of me. No matter where I've been, it's about where I'm meant to be. I be shining perfect time and check your watch. And I know who I am no longer lost. I got tired of walking around with a mask on, smiling but my heart singing sad songs. Yeah, I was living for myself, I was dead wrong till I got the call, no cell phone. I got tired of walking around with a mask on, smiling but my heart singing sad songs. Yeah, I was living for myself, I was dead wrong till I got the call, no cell phone. Man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, made in this image, I'm a young man. You talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, man, you talking to the real me. Yeah, made in this image, I'm a young OG boy.
No, you're good.
Everywhere I go, the people really wanna know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare when they see me. If I said it once, no need to repeat. Run up on me, watch you fall to your knees. Tip my hat when it's time for the kill. Ain't no beast when you're really real. I am the boss, I am the dawn. I am the one they call Lucky Charm. Got my own shit, I don't need your farm. Life was so hard, it made me weak. Built to last, this girl ain't weak. Sturdy and still when I plant my feet. Got it out the melon, now it's racks in my sleep. Look to God, he supplies my needs. Endless faith is what brought me next level prosperity. Silent power moves is what I'm giving. They love to hate the world they can't live in. Always present for the high roads. Go swim within the deep lows. What told the future? culture. Who knows? I don't do it for the likes, I do it for the love. Do it for the ones who really need a hug, cause they had it tough, never had enough. Feared, loved, and respected. Using words as a weapon. Test and she. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Smile on the face, would in my place, but act gully on cyberspace. Let's pump brakes, let's be frank. Running after him when you're the chase. You are the catch and he's the net. How quickly do we all forget to honor these small policies, my darling? You are the empress queen. Man, respect or he'll neglect. You are the wind beneath his wings. You are the season, you are the reason why this world can breathe. Giving sons eyes to see and daughters dreams to believe. Anything less than the best for you is high treason, queen. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule. Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom.
Last time you reached out, I ain't read the message. Leave it to karma to respond when you least expect it. Everything I said, I felt the need to mention. When facts seem offensive, it's hard to ease attention. I'm just thinking out loud and think about how the vibe changed quicker than 1,000,000 miles an hour. I felt bad for whatever I said, but whatever's dead, I hope I see you never again. It could have been me in the suit, but you had your cake and you eat in it too. Fuck, you never thought you'd go back on your word. Broken promises set me back down to earth. Black down on the curb, guess time heals all acceptance. Cut deep enough to leave me infected. I fell victim to all those intentions. And 'cause of you I can't make a connection. Everybody in question.
but they're a lot smaller.
Things have changed. A lot of things have changed in that 10-minute break. Hopefully one of them being the Chargers mental. After that, decisive victory, we'll say. Hi, Zarino. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. Thanks to our generous sponsors, Red Bull. This is my first Red Bull I've had in my life. GG's.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. But not as interesting as this next match we have coming up on Lotus.
I've had an actually really soft spot for Lotus since it came out. I think a lot of teams have really done interesting things with it. It's a super dynamic map. Right? I remember hearing you and Bigfoot saying, Haven, the same kind of type. Super dynamic, super fun to watch. So I'm expecting a lot of crazy shenanigans.
Well, Lotus is our only other 3-site map. We just saw that on Haven. Coming into this, well, it's not really that new anymore, new map Lotus, though. And the meta's kind of been evolving and changing as people have been trying to find their foothold on this map. But I think it's been out just long enough that people know what they're doing now.
I think it's evolved. Whenever it first came out, the kind of joke of just spam U till down A. And if you lived, congratulations. And if the round was over, congratulations. And there was not much else to it. Even like kind of things like C-site, there wasn't much in the way of how do you push that, And with Jet being as prevalent as she is, now she started to break that map apart with the updraft into dash, into the amount of space she creates.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jet, as an agent overall, just her abilities to being able to just dash right out of there, especially on a new map like Lotus when it first came out, and you don't really know what to do, so she can get in and dash right out. But I think we've been seeing a lot of that changing, and I'm really excited to see what kind of agent comps we have coming up here.
I mean, that the way you were saying about that evolution, the double controller kind of coming out of nowhere and then getting pretty comfortably stuck and its heels jammed in. We do see, a lot of harbors, a lot of kind of controllers, whether it's like Omen Astra, Astra Viper, Omen Viper, a lot of those different kind of mixes are so unique and so interesting.
Yeah, and I think we've been starting to see the meta evolve on other maps too as well, this double controller. Of course, we still see that double initiator a lot, but I think what I'm really excited about Lotus is just we also have that new Gecko agent. Actually, it looks like someone is hovering that right now, but we have had a lot of different controllers. I've seen Harbor Viper, I've seen Viper Omen. It looks like we're getting no information, as we had a little bit about your roulette going on there.
I love Yori Roulette. I wish replication became like an actual standard competitive format.
Competitive replication?
Yeah, because like the way like Overwatch started doing mystery heroes and like all the kind of funner modes and giving them a competitive scene, 100% like VCT replication would be nuts. Like 5 chambers teleporting around the show, 5 geckos picking up 5 wingmans that can all plant and defuse. Imagine the scenes.
I just imagine lots of like flashes and blinds everywhere, not being able to see the entire
time. Just turn
time.
the monitor off. Just skip the middleman. Just turn the monitor off.
Iron and ranked, but Radiant and replication.
Absolutely, you have no aim, but who cares if you can't see? But we are getting to see kind of a more confident pick from the Strathers here. So GCU actually kind of, they're wanting to take this in if they hope to get a point on the board so far. So UOS have managed to take 1. They took, actually no they did. Yeah, no they did. So they're really hoping to kind of take that apart because Grizzlies were looking so confident, and GCU really need to try and find something particularly from that last match.
Yeah, but again, GCU is now warmed up. They've played 1 match, and that was Grizzlies' second match of the day here on Valorant. But again, also Strathers dominated the first map. It was pretty close for a while, but in those last couple rounds, it kind of was pretty decisive.
No, it was, and the Strathers did so well for it. Like, it was a really tough fought match, and the confidence, hopefully, for them is still going to be showing. Hopefully, they'll still be kind of pushing through that through. And something that I've loved about Lotus is it's allowed Chamber to shine in a way that I think Riot wanted him to initially, but he was just way too overtuned.
Oh, I mean, he was so overpowered, but then once those nerfs came in, we hardly saw any Chamber, and it's nice that we're finally seeing him again here. But, it's kind of funny. We talked a lot about that double controller here on Lotus, and neither team giving us that.
Yeah, no, it's making us look a bit foolish. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it, the service we do. But we're about to count down into our penultimate pistol round of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make some noise? Let's go! And it's immediately quiet. It's immediately a very anticlimactic, very quiet push. Kind of feeling each other out. GCU really wanting to kind of slow the pace down from that last game. They don't want UOS to be able to run away with it, particularly when UOS put up such a good, comfortable fight against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, well, they did. They took the map home. But again, the Grizzlies brought it right back. So I think if you're a Strathers fan, you're hoping they can do it again here. But it looks like it is going to be a C height. And Goosey getting that first pick there on Andy Boy. Oh, and I love Gecko. I love it. The plant is going to go down.
It's such a strong ability. I mean, you don't have to commit a gun anymore to planting the bomb. You can commit just a bit of util if anyone from GCU tries to push off of it.
When you don't even have to watch it. Yeah. You can just send Wingman in there and then just hold an angle, really.
Hold an angle, go back, hold mound, go back and do that. Immediately picking up the pick on Stars. Dark immediately refragging though on Slippers. Connor picks it up on Mannix as well. Unfortunately for him, it's a 2 versus 1 now. There's not going to be very much to it. The swing comes through, but it's not enough. Dark and Strathies put the first pistol round on the board for themselves.
What a fast-paced, fun pistol run. I'm just so excited we have Gecko. I love Gecko. I love Wingman. That plant,
he's fun. I just worry he's a bit too flexible at the moment. I think he just fits so many roles.
And I'm worried what's going to happen with Gecko is the same thing that we saw happen with Chamber a couple months ago.
No, I completely get that. I don't think to the same egregious ability just because of the fact Chamber, obviously, I mean, his abilities were just guns. Gecko doesn't have quite that, but the Wingman just being able to completely negate losing a gun in either a defuse, either a sight tech or a retake, it's super difficult unless you're leveraging your utility basically flawlessly.
Yeah, and again, now Strathers with that little bit of a buy-up. Again, just playing it a little bit slower, but it looks like we're starting to head over to that A site with just Killjoy watching the flank from C and B.
Really good action.
Good shots coming from BMR, but not enough to kill them. Bread trades right out. It's a 4v4.
Cover going
out. This tree push, it's so vital to clear tree, but it's not cleared. Bread, he's begging. I know people say let him cook, but he's bread. Let him beg.
Look, toast.
Oh, let him beg. Let him cook in the toast. Let him toast. Connor Moore picks him off, unfortunately, not allowed to beg anymore. The spike taking down. They're really going to have to try and make something for the side of GCU. They are a man and health disadvantage and gun disadvantage.
Yeah, but like you were saying with Chamber, his abilities are guns. So having that little pocket guardian with that headhunter, of course, no shots left, so it doesn't matter. Cammy bought up a rifle there and is going to get the last 2 there. That puts the second round there on the board for Strathers.
Knows that Killjoy's
no, that's
tricks.
kind of insane, particularly as well because you mentioned like Chamber still has an impact as soon as he's in the game. The Pocket Guardian is absolutely one of the strongest pieces of util in the game, and importantly it does the same thing Jet does to an even stronger degree, which is it does completely morph the understanding of an economy. You know, you're meant to get 2 rounds, then, or you're meant to, you know, win pistol, do your bonus, then you kind of usually lose the enemy team's buy, you lose another round, and then you kind of both have a buy. Chamber just Pocket Guardian someone. Congratulations, Chamber's got a gun.
Well, yeah, and it was looking a little bit closer at the beginning again. We saw some good things from Red. We saw a couple good shots coming in and a couple guns recovered there. Ultimately not going in their favor, but it doesn't matter when you get some of those guns offline on your buy. We are seeing the ultimate, though, coming out from Gecko.
Which is interesting because for anyone that doesn't know, he can pick that back up. He's the only agent in the game, correct me if I'm wrong, that can just immediately pick up his ult and use it. What a swing from Goothy! Goothy is absolutely on a tear. He does pick up Dark as well! And the crowd are absolutely behind him, as they should be. Gorgeous shots. This game ain't over yet.
That was beautiful.
That was fine.
That was beautiful. A nice little 4K there from Goothy.
Let's see it again.
Ooh.
And we do see like the wingman goes down. Like that was the thing where you know, you try and throw it away, but the lineups were there. You know, they knew roughly where the default would be, and either it's you get wingman, the spikes drop, or you just get a player. And congratulations, you've got an extra pick. But here we are going into the Valorant. How do you think it's going to look this round?
I mean, this is typically what you see the first 3 rounds of the board, but this should tell us a lot. This should be the first rifle v rifle round. But already Andy Boy getting a pick there on Maxi.
Oh, they just have to win now. That stun's going to come through. The smokes go up. The defender side Killjoy though from GCU, really good. The swing from Brett, only good for 1. The refrag comes through. It is going to have to force a lot of the UOS to kind of back out, but the spike planted is down. There's not much now that's going to be able to stop them. They do have to try and create a lot of space on this site, try and collapse in, but Andy Boy is absolutely refusing that, as it is just the Killjoy left to try and do something miraculous.
And it's so hard when you're playing against the time and the spike is down, and now you're in a 1v4 where they have sight, just looking to get a couple picks as they exit here, but it's just kind of holding sight again. Oh, it's gonna get timing. Sees Cammy there. Some shots coming out. Cammy's gonna swing though, and ultimately is gonna get Goothy.
That wide swing, Cammy just refused to stop moving. That's such a difficult spray to get. Unfortunate for Goothy, but now that's, again as well, another thing that's brutal for them. They did sacrifice the Killjoy lockdown for that. They didn't even get UOS fully off of the site. The spike was planted, and at that point they're already leaving the site. They don't care about giving that space up. They have that hold from from the T side, and they'd rather just take the fights there.
Yeah, and I mean, why wouldn't you? It's a 4-1, 4-1. You have plant down.
You've got the space.
You have guns.
What do you do? Like, how do you fight that?
Yeah, it really puts Goothy in a difficult situation there. But again, they were able to get 4 last time.
I mean, Goothy has came out of nowhere all of a sudden to absolutely put on a clinic, and I'm expecting them to do it a few more times. But now here we go, we're actually getting that kind of C collapse on. Fred, unfortunately, just not able to land it. Dark diffing him in this case. And now we can see, you know, there's the attacker side Killjoy coming through. There's the raised blast pack, the satchels that can take sight. The wingman immediately, you know, look at him bouncing off the walls to try and get that plant. UOS have an extra gun now because of it. BMR and Connor are at least able to trade, but UOS are happy to take that.
Yeah, I mean, that attacker Killjoy, so beautiful, gives you sight, and really Wingman is an extra man on your team. I mean, he goes to plant, you have now 5 guns and angles, but trades coming out, 3v2.
Oh, Goothy with that read onto Cammy, absolutely beautiful. It all comes down to how this flash is pushed off of. Connor hides behind Mount, isn't able to get the flash onto anyone. Slippers does go down, Dark's able to get him. It's only 19 HP, Goothy has to do this again. He's done it once, can he do it again? Can he do it again? It's 1 versus 1, the spike's taken down. Oh! Dark, unfortunately for Goothy, crushing his dreams with a beautiful 3K, sending the crowd once again into uproar.
Yeah, Goothy got some good shots though. I'm a Goothy fan.
I mean, Goothy's definitely making me a fan. He's absolutely cleaning house. He's just not able to get that finishing off. But Goothy even making a fan of the crowd as they're cheering for him. They absolutely love it. But this Dark, just with a gorgeous swing, does just take the man advantage. Does just take the fight advantage to take the round.
Looks like this is going to be a C hit. Pedro just looking for timing when the rotate comes through. Oh, but BMR going to get it first with a stinger, and that is a rifle recovered. Looks like rotation starting to come over to C.
That's an extra gun for them now. That's 1 less player. The ults are going to have to come through from Strathy. They didn't really want to be doing this. They already had the kind of econ advantage, the gun advantage, and Slippers able to pick up 1 corner though, refragging for 2. Man, X3 immediately back on that board. Oh, the Rosa question mark! This is now a toxic game of Valorant. All friendliness has went out the window.
You want more? Here's more.
And once again, seeing that Gecko ult come out. Oh, Manix is going to swing. Get Starks.
You do just see though, for Goothy's just having to stand there. The paranoia is going to come through. Goothy holding the defuse, but gets absolutely dinked. The positioning from Dark is just so good. This mound hold is insane. Manix3 just turns around, doesn't have to look at him. Dark has to swing. Manix gets him. Manix3 lives up to his name with a Manix3K.
Beautifully played there by Manix.
These new friends of
That was
ours are
beautifully
not
played by everyone.
Everyone.
That was sick.
That does put another run here on the board for the Chargers.
I like the if I can't see him, he
can't see me.
I will just look. I will be the bigger man and just look away. Dark, like I mean, Dark played that beautifully. The
He did
position, aces. There was no flaw there, but Manix3 just had the shot.
What's in his name? Name buff.
The name buff is absolutely the name buff. Speaking of name buff.
Spike down, B.
Absolutely toasting.
Oh, he's toasted.
100%. So good.
Don't let him cook anymore. It might be a little burnt.
No, don't let him burn. No, bread would never burn. Bread would never burn. Even still, someone would eat that toast. But now a full kind of push through onto the A site actually from the Strathers. They do want to hold that kind of aggressive defensive, stops any kind of tree push, stops a lot of that control maybe through door into B, into any kind of really cheeky kind of holds. And what a gorgeous shot, but the patience is there. The refrag is good.
He's going to see that paranoia come in there. He's going to try to get a timing here, and Andy Boone gets spiked down. So Dark.
Down A.
A gift.
That's it. The spike's now down. Dark and Cammy have to do a lot. They do destroy the trademark, but it's a 4 versus 2. Everyone's rotating. They are trying to support. Manix with the swing doesn't actually quite get it. Dark puts him down. Red with the refrag. They know where they know where Cammy is. The TP goes through. Cammy's waiting. Cammy's paranoid.
Oh.
Cammy's down.
Oh, nice try. I love Brett on Omen. So fun to watch.
Seriously, having fun.
So fun to watch.
Having fun. Shoutouts to the person I replaced, the taller, different sounding one who definitely loves some Omen shenanigans because he absolutely adores watching Brett as well.
I think Brett should change his name to Toast. I think he has cooked.
That's the IGL change? This is the lore?
I think so, yeah.
This is where we go from here. I would love to see that. And the audience agree. As they go through.
Oh, and Chamber Ultimate is going to come out from Manix3.
One of the strongest ults.
And already has some Utah. Look at that. Gets Andy Boy.
Manix 1. Count them up as he picks. It is still one of the strongest ultimates. Remember, it fires 57% slower, but Goothy fires the exact same rate. Picks up 1. Starix goes down as well. Slippers picks him up. The spike is now down. The Breach is kind of trapped on site. But if they're patient enough, they might be able to get something disgusting.
For timing there, Goothy sees. Oh!
Oh! What just happened?
Connor Moore! Let him cook.
Connor Moore. Can he have more? Can he get more? There's 47 seconds left. B-side's clear. He can get this plant. There's the Rolling Thunder coming right off the back of it. There is a Tour de Force and a Showstopper coming up, but all of a sudden, Kai, he might do this.
I think he can do this. I'm afraid to talk. I'm like, I don't want
30 seconds left.
The patience. Everything just slowed down to a snail's pace. The slow walks. Has no idea where the other two of GCU are. GCU equally clueless.
I'm nervous.
I
I'm
think
shaking.
everyone's nervous.
10 seconds left.
It's going to go down. The rolling
Spike planted.
5
My ult's
HP.
ready.
Oh, there's no
You
way.
only need if you don't get shot, you only need 1 HP.
You only need 1 HP. You're
Just
not
shoot them
wrong.
first.
just shoot them. Just click heads. Just click heads. It's that easy.
If only it were that easy.
But this is it now. I mean, the Rolling Thunder every second that takes down for UOS. All of a sudden, the Strathers might look. This may be a 1v5 ace clutch. The stun comes through. BMR can't defuse. Jumps off of it. Maybe expecting the swing. Deciding this time to hold it. Manix does pick up the pick. And they get the spike to half. That likely is going to be enough for GCU. And it is.
Excellent try there, though, by Connor Moore.
That was...
I thought he had it for sure.
That was almost like the upset of the game. And when I say the game, I don't mean like this game. I mean since Valorant came out. That was filthy. Incredible stuff from Connor Moore. And I mean, if you're GCU, I mean, you won, but you got to be feeling a bit shaken.
I'm shaking after that, and I'm not even playing.
We're just watching, and we're freaked out. We're so scared. I'm really appreciating how many players are kind of coming out in the more. Like, Goothy's came out of nowhere. Suddenly, everyone's a big fan of Goothy. And
Connor
now
Moore?
Connor Moore's
Bread?
Bread.
I could list everyone.
It's literally everyone here has been a star in some form or another, and it's been an absolute joy to watch. No one alive can be counted out, even with ultimates at disadvantage, even with a gun disadvantage, even with the 5 health. It's been absolutely gorgeous to watch.
Well, and I love every team that's played here today uses our utilities so well. But I mean, but sometimes util doesn't matter if you just hit their heads first.
I mean, that's the thing. It is an ability-based shooter, but the abilities are meant to make clicking the head easier. But if you're already the god of head clicking, you don't need to worry with the utilities. That's just a formality. And speaking of, Mannix able to pick up one, not able to pick up another as Connor again. Able to at least get half damage from that shot from Mannix 3, but that's not going to be enough, and now the Thresh as this A site push starts.
Looks like they are on site, but has to clear out.
30 seconds left.
Oh my days. Mannix is somehow still alive. The Guardian Angel breach from heaven. Very fitting, actually, whenever you say it out loud. But no, the Rolling Thunder's going to come through. Likely going to go through. Goothy picks up one, but Cammy actually able to pick up Slippers despite being stunned. The Paranoia comes through. Dark finds Goothy as well. And they have to know where Bread is. Bread's the one that can do this, though. We've seen Bread do it before. It's not enough. Cammy takes him down, and US take the lead. 5-4. I just let the crowd talk. We don't need to cast. Just listen to them go. They're so Are you having a good time, everyone? I think that's a yes.
That sounds like a yes to me.
I think that's a very enthusiastic yes, and what an absolutely gorgeous series. I mean, it's 5-4. It's been to the nail. Every ultimate been used to really good effect to cover a lot of space. There has not been a boring or even generic round.
And you know what? What I love about this match is truly every round I have no idea who's going to win it. I mean, I think every player here has that clutch potential, you know?
100%. And we've seen it. We've seen it happen. We've seen Goothy do it. We've seen everyone do it. I mean, like, Bread was in a 1v2 and we didn't think that was the round over. Like, not once did you consider, oh yeah, this is us, we're done.
Or, I mean, Connor Moore didn't ultimately clutch it out in the end, but
he clutched our hearts. He clutched our hearts. He clutched our hearts. It was that good, it really has to be said. As the Killjoy now comes through, it is going to take a lot of space. This plant is going to go down for free. It all comes down to this retake. There is the GCU Killjoy ult on their side. There is also the Omen ult as well. They do have a lot, but Strathy, that showstopper. We've seen one Rosa question mark. Are we going to see another?
Only time will tell. Ultimate is on board there for that raise, but doesn't look like we're going to invest it quite yet. And Kimmy
finished.
Getting cleared out there by Slippers, but Mannix trades him right out.
Oh, this is insane. BMR's just going to stick it. There's no reason to get off, but Mannix gets one. Doesn't get more, but doesn't matter. The spike's defused. Bread picks up another. Andy at least trying to keep the util or the econ safe. We're 5-5. 1-0 each. This is such a close game.
This is such a close game. Oh my goodness. I love that the round was over. Spike is defused, and we're still seeing like 4 kills come in.
It's a formality. Killing people is a formality at this point.
Well, any guns you can get offline, any damage is good damage, I think.
No, I mean, definitely. Even, you don't get the kill, but you got more shots on him than he did on you. You're better in that gunfight.
Oh, yeah.
No one's dead.
You're taking that mental damage.
Yeah. You're taking that. You know exactly. Oh, and speaking of taking damage and running with it, the util spam down on A that we mentioned is absolutely here, ladies and gents.
Oh, beautiful shots.
And enough to immediately stop UOS's push in its tracks. Oh no, UOS really are trying to make something happen. The guns, the econ are still there for them as they do look like they're going to be trying to break through that mid. But there's a Killjoy waiting. There's traps are there. Goothy, the man, the myth, the legend. As the wingman clears out short, and it looks like that convert on the B is going to be coming through.
Oh, Super C stars.
Spike down A.
Another spike down.
All of a sudden, the From the Shadows has to come out. It's immediately cancelled, but Strathers now is 4 versus 2. The spike on the floor, the alarm bot triggered. They know where Cammy is. They just need to find out where the last one is. But Cammy knows where Goothy is. Doesn't matter. Goothy ready with the swing. It's 4 versus 1. Surely there's not another clutch potential, is there?
I mean,
30 seconds left.
It's dark. I think there's definitely clutch potential. I think anyone here has clutch potential, though. I'm a believer.
I'm a believer after this. I genuinely, there's only 20 seconds. The spike's still not down. Strathy can't contain all this space. The tap, the fake. Oh my days, there's no way.
10 seconds left.
Unfortunately, that fake is gonna let them know where you are, and they're gonna start rotating in. But it doesn't matter. Dark gets 2, gets 3, but is not gonna have time to get bread. That was beautiful. But ultimately not enough to win the round.
Not enough to win the round, but once again, kills are formalities, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter. The spike is either defused, the time is either ran down. If we want to shoot in this first-person shooter, we'll get around to it. That was an absolutely beautiful shot, followed up with a gorgeous 3K. But at the end of the day, GCU do still take the round. They have no ults compared to 3, and the econs are at least balanced.
Well, the econs are balanced because this game is balanced. It's like every other round.
Yeah. That's literally it. I couldn't have said it better myself, Kai. It literally is because every round has been a tug of war. And here we go. The Strathies immediately come through. Showstopper on the site. From the Shadows on the site. Immediately cancelled though in the Thresh. That is everything. These ults are all being used. They know it's last
they have
round.
C-site right there.
And that's it. That control's gone. They've done it. They've taken that site. They've taken that control. They don't have any ults to push now, to be fair. They don't have anything to kind of stop plants or, kind of cover themselves in a post plant, but...
No, but I think the best thing you can do is just wait for that rotate and play together, because at least if you can get some trades off by Andy Boy, going to get 2 there on Bread and Mannix. And it's a 3v5.
I really like that push through waterfall, like 3. You're not expect. Oh my days! Speaking of push, sorry, I always call that waterfall. It's Hall. Oh my days, Goothy as well. All of a sudden, hang on, it's been turned around. It's 2 versus 2. It was meant to be 4 versus 2. Cammy though immediately doing it again. What? It's not. It's not an.
Oh my Goothy!
It's not enough, but Goothy putting a good half through. The GH is there. It's 6-6. It's the most even it can be. This is the goodest half.
This is the goodest half.
This is the goodest half is what I'm going to refer to it as. Now, ladies and gentlemen in the audience and in the chat, if you want to join in, because this is going to be the last pistol round of Battle for Glasgow 2023 Valorant series. I want a countdown from 10. There. Myself and Kai, we will join in. We will give you all the energy you need to celebrate the fact that we are going into the most balanced half.
There. I couldn't have said it better.
So now let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0! And immediately it's back to just vibing.
Oh, we're vibing. We are so vibing.
And I like that dizzy move there. Like, if it gets the flash, you have that info. If it doesn't, it just falls back right down to you. You literally sacrifice nothing to gain free information.
Yeah. Now, based on what we saw the first half, do you think we're looking, I don't know, T, or do you think one team is really going to shine here in the second half?
That's a good question, Kai. I want to say they're balanced. Connor, UOS are super aggressive at the very least, trading one each. What do you think yourself?
I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just saying these are 2 very good teams.
You're just going to leave it at...
I'm just going to leave it at that.
You're going to leave it at that. No commentator's curse happening there. You don't want to push anything. You don't want to... You know what? I respect that.
Nothing to curse. They're 2 good teams.
They're good teams. Then we're just watching.
I mean,
we just happen to be watching.
We just happen to be watching.
We just happen to be here.
Just happen to be watching some Valorant.
Damn right. There's no paranoia
You know,
here.
this is what it's like when I play Valorant as well, is I die and I'm just watching.
And then you just watch. There's not much actually difference here for a lot of people. But that there, BMR, immediately can raise Satchel over the Killjoy nade. That's meant to cut you off. That's meant to stop a push, but it doesn't matter. They're already got that sight. And
They
it looks
have that sight, but and it's a 4v4, but look how low two of the numbers are. BMR already going down there by Cammy. But Spike is playing it.
after GCU are down 1, down 2. The pre-fire through the smoke doesn't actually commit to it. Stars picks up Slipper though. Goody comes through, but Dark and the Jet are Dark and Cammy are able to catch Goody.
And that's the first round of the second half for UOS.
Last pistol round goes to Strathers. If we can actually have a look, because I'm pretty sure the first pistol round went to them as well. As we do get a look at this kind of economy, their utilities coming through. UOS likely just to do a, you know, kind of, oh, there's an Ares. That's toxic. That means that means someone has lost respect. I love when an Ares comes out, but it means I want to tell you. That's all an Ares means.
That's all an Ares means?
I think so. Same as an Odin.
Is that why you buy Ares and Odins?
Just to piss off my enemies. I'm terrible, but if I anger them, they might make a mistake.
Noted. So if you're playing against Dante, and he pulls out an Ares, GG's.
I'm trying to tell you. Go next. But no, they're coming through in UOS. They really want to try and get as much out of that util as possible. The blast actually.
Get him, wingman.
Not going to find the Slippers actually to get that plant. They might not be able to get much more, but that is at least going to be money on their belt. Stars picks up BMR. Cammy able to pick up Slippers. Able to pick up Goofy.
Last player standing.
Are we looking at a flawless?
I mean, he's got to get.
No,
but it doesn't matter, because so does Andy Boy.
I want to just quickly, before it fades away, look at the amount of red health bars Strathers have, but no.
They put in a lot of damage, but it's just so hard when you don't have those guns.
No, it really is. I mean, like, I want to say that 4 members of Strathers collectively had less than 100 health.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, absolutely. It's just, it's unfortunate, though, because they also, not only did they have better guns, but they also had that shield.
I mean, yeah, and it does just cut down that damage as well. I mean, we have been seeing some kind of half shield kind of. I've seen meta thrown around. I don't want to say it's consistent enough, and I don't want to say it's seen enough to be considered a full meta, but definitely getting the half buy just to keep the economy safe for later. It is there. Oh my days.
Andy Boy.
Oh, Bread right back. Andy Boy, Bread.
2K. 3v3.
Congratulations on your 2 kills. Here's 2 deaths. We're back to 3v3. We've never had more than a 2-round gap before, so Strathers, if they win this and it goes to 9-6, then that is the furthest gap that is the furthest round differential that either team has acquired since this map began.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Chargers should have rifles here.
Spike planted.
In theory, it's looking good for them. They should be hearing the steps kind of come through flank. We can see Bread. We can see Mannix kind of, you know, getting ready, getting those angles set up. Bread able to pick up Dark. That's 3. Can Bread go for the ace? Bread is on for the ace.
Bread's cooking.
Bread's cooking.
Toast is out.
Is he toast? Is Bread toast?
Is Bread toast? Is Bread toast?
Is Bread toast?
Someone said no?
Did someone say no? Is Bread going to go over for the ace? Cammy can't really defuse, can't really, you know, go for anything here. Doesn't.
Saw Cammy.
Oh, it's going to give the chance. No, it's going to try and get the gun. It's going to give Bread the option for the ace. Slippers takes the ace away, but at the very least takes the round as well.
You know, aces are great. Aces are fun, but I think a round on the board is always better.
It's always better.
It's always better.
You know, keeping that gun safe, making sure you don't lose anyone to kind of over, you know, zealous swing. I think I completely agree with that.
Especially when there are points available for whoever takes home this map.
That's true. That's true. I mean, at this point now, like, we are about to finish it off here. GCU really want to take 1 point. UOS really want to remain flawless, because if they do, it's 2-0. They beat the Grizzlies. So UOS really want that 2-0. GCU really don't want that 0-2, so it's all the play for here.
Looks like already seeing some util there. Entry, but no, he's going to come through door. Still watching.
Just being careful. That tree push is so vital to an A site. It's so vital to both an A site hold and A site take. As that Boomba comes through, immediately gone down, but BMR actually trying to find the tracers. Doesn't quite get the bridge, but is enough to try and, you know, get Andy Boy a little bit scared and hide a tree. This is so risky. The flash comes through! Andy Boy absolutely shuts that down and likely bringing us to a 7-9. But once again, only 1 round differential. Even if Strathers take it, it's only 2 round differential. We still haven't got any further than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if Strathers win this round, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put anyone out. We have agreed at this point that like 1 versus 5s are possible.
1 versus 5s are so possible.
They're so possible. They're quite likely. Andy Boy might be the one to do it. Mannix is all about to do their swing.
Andy Boy.
Andy Boy turning around to maybe taunt Mannix and getting a bullet through the dome for it. Another pick comes through. Connor's been found out by Guthrie. They know exactly where he is. They do just need to find where the other 2 are. We know they're coming back around, but it's 13 seconds for the plant to go down, and never mind. That might be
Spike down, C.
Is that enough, guy? It is.
I don't know. I think so.
Last player
It is. The timer runs down.
It is.
The chamber has to just run away. The spike goes down. US. Strathers just barely with an absolute clutch shot to stop the spike defuse. To stop the pike plant. Sorry. Oh.
Connor Moore is just so good at just denying.
I think, yeah, Connor Moore's like space denial has been on form.
Thanks.
It really has to be said.
I wish I was this good.
Sometimes you do say it and you go, oh, this is why I'm behind the desk.
This is why I'm behind the desk. This is why I'm talking and not
I'm
playing.
not behind the monitor. Yeah, no, exactly. But
they make it look so easy.
It's just point.
It already shows someone coming out.
Looking so easy.
And point blank going for Slippery Zig.
Spike down A.
And that is Spike.
Everyone just gets so I really love how it goes from such an aggressive, like, hyperactive first engage for the first 10 seconds, and then everyone goes back to just being chill.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's like all this util, all this shooting, and then peace and quiet. And I'm afraid to disrupt the peace
There's a stillness. There's a stillness in the air that you want to just kind of sit and appreciate. It happens so rarely in Valorant, and I'm sure the teams would like to appreciate it and hear it as well. But no, anytime there's silence in Valorant, you know there's a swing coming. Oh, and speaking of a swing coming, Mannix 3 going to be making some noise. That is going to be enough info for Andy Boy. The smoke going through, actually, to kind of cut off that site from them as the B site push looks like it's about to happen.
I love these slow rounds, but then once it starts to hit about 30 seconds like we're seeing right now, and you still have those numbers on the board, it gets a little bit, I don't know, you just...
30 seconds
left. The timer's running out, and then you're worried about your enemies, but you're also worried about the clock, and you've got to get that plant down.
I mean, you have to take the space, you have to fight, you have to take the fights, you have to win the fights. Speaking of winning fights, Cammy takes down 2, and actually US take out 3 to the door. The spike's in the other end of the door, and that's not going to be enough. Mannix 3, I mean, unless for some reason Strathers decide to push through that door. The picks are there, but that timer, kills are formalities.
Man. That's a 3-round deficit.
It's happened.
It's
happened.
The
impossible has happened.
The impossible has happened, and that does mean a timeout is coming out here from the Chargers. A well-placed timeout.
A very well-placed timeout. I was going to literally ask you, Kai, what do you think's kind of being discussed? What's the theme of this timeout, do you think?
I mean, I think this is just a chance to regroup. This minute timeout you have really gives you longer to just discuss, like, hey, what's going on? What can we change? Because the buy round isn't really long enough to do that. They've been so close. The first half going 6-6. And we've seen great plays and unfortunately just not getting in the position to trade each other out. So I think they're just kind of trying to regroup. What can we do here? What do you think they need to do?
It's difficult because they have been playing very well. These pushes have been absolutely fantastic, but they're playing scared. Like, the fact that the timer has been so relevant in so many of these rounds, it really does just go to show that, like, when these fights happen, it's anyone's game. Like, Strathers have done some incredible 1v1s, 2, 3v1s. GCU have done the same. But Strathers seem to be happy to wait out the timer because
Yeah.
their defense.
Well, and because you can. And as much as this is a first-person shooter, this is an objective-based game. And the objective for the Chargers is to plant that spike and hold it. And if they can't get spiked down, they can't get a point on the board unless they wipe out the team within that time frame.
Yeah, exactly. And if the spike goes haywire, or if it kind of drops somewhere that is really awkward for them, then it is going to be difficult. Speaking of awkward for them, the stun comes through, the aftershock, Stars and Connor. Goothy good for one, going to have to be good for a lot more as Bread tries to pick up a gun, gets found through the smoke by Dark, and it is just Goothy. 17 shots, spike down, Stinger. Probably not going to be enough. The flash coming through doesn't get to turn it, and Connor Moore adds one more.
Connor one more.
Connor
one more.
Connor one more is right. He does not seem to stop adding to that kill count. And we're now going, it's round 19, 3 ultimates for Strathy, 2 for GCU. I mean, if you're GCU here, you really, I think you just want to do something fast. Because Strathy haven't had the fastest rotates.
Yeah, exactly. And especially when that spike goes down in their playing time, they're not pushing because they don't need to. I wouldn't mind the Chargers here investing their KJ ult for site control and to get that plane done.
See, I think that's oh my days, it's going to be a lot harder whenever immediately Stars picks up that first kill. A nice NS, and a very, very respectful NS. It wasn't.
That wasn't NS.
It was an NS.
It was an NS.
It wasn't.
It was a very nice shot.
We can't deny it. Stars immediately puts on
another NS.
Another NS. BMR though trying to even up that scoreboard. It's actually going to now put the showstopper on board as well. Strathy's immediately not, or Strathers immediately not having quite as a guaranteed lockdown as they would have had before that showstopper came onto the board. So now, I mean, I'm the same with you, Kai. I think you summarized it perfectly. You use the lockdown, you gain that site control, you plant in a place that you can work from, whether it is somewhere you can hold tree, any kind of angle like that you go for, or you completely push through site and meet Strathers in their spawn. That might be the trick. But we're 43 seconds down. BMR tries to check ditch and unfortunately put in a ditch by Dark. The timer's still ticking down. It's really going to be difficult here because it is 4 versus 2. They have to play this post-plant scenario.
Last player
Smoke.
standing.
Cammy gets by Goothy's able to do 2. Has to get 2 more, but Dark. Gorgeous swing. We are match point, ladies.
We are match point. Ladies and gentlemen. One more round is what you are saying. If you are a Strathers fan, but Chargers.
If you are a Strathers fan, if you're a GCU fan, I think 12 is all they get. Is usually
12 is all they get.
12 is all they get. So I think it comes purely down to who's chatting harder, who believes more in their team. Both teams, an insane amount of ults. They're gonna be throwing them out here.
Well, there's only 3 ults for the Chargers, and you have that 4th ult there for Strathers. But Chargers only 5 rounds down.
I mean, when you say only 5 rounds down, it doesn't actually sound near as bad.
It's not.
It's possible.
You've already won more than 5 rounds this map.
True. When you break it down like that, it's absolutely simple. And if Andy can't quite land the shots as well as he used to, then yeah, no, you do have a bit more time. They definitely are able to push him off. They get that info as well. There is an op online for the Strathers, which is absolutely key bit of information. It means you have to play your flashes different. It means you have to play your smokes different. It means you can be a bit cheekier in terms of some of your kind of closer angles push, because in a 1 in 5, you're running into an op that isn't great in any close quarters kind of combat. And it does mean that you can maybe try and take a bit more space, which, yes, is exactly, Kai, what you asked for.
I really think they need to get the plant down to return some of these rounds. I think it's like you said, haven't been able to get the plant down.
Let's play.
Kills are coming in, trades are coming in, they're running out of time, and then Strathers just kind of playing back. No need to push and give them a round. So that was a good ultimate, but still playing out.
No, I mean, that's it. It's a really good way. Like, the ultimates are used, but the plant's not there. Andy picks up another and another Manix. 1 has to be good for 4 more. Andy good for 3. It's looking very much like the used Strathers are going to win, ladies and gents. Whew! Very well played to them.
I mean, what a second half. What looked so even, really, the first half. Chargers only able to get 1 point on the board that entire second half.
I mean, yeah, it went 6-6 to 7-13. That is really goes to show that something changed on the attack. And Kai, actually, you'd asked, and I know you didn't say it would go one way or the other, so obviously no blame on any of the caster curse. Yeah, no superstitions.
Wasn't me.
No superstitions happening.
I didn't say anything.
But in the same way, you were completely right. Something did drastically change. The attack wasn't quite there.
Mm-hmm. No, it was not. And I think that's what happens in these maps. You think it's so dominant, or you think it's going to be so even, and then one team just completely turns it around. And that has to do with their play styles. I mean, I think some teams either play a little bit too passive on attack, or they play very aggressive on defense. And so what you think might be a little bit more even completely shifts as they change sides.
No, I agreed. I mean, speaking of even, Connor Moore here added more and more. I mean, he didn't get the round from that, but that was insane. This hold from GCU was really effective. I mean, look at those flashes. Look at that absolutely drop down. The swings were good. It just wasn't quite enough space taken.
Yeah, and I think it's unfortunate because I think every player here, we said any player could have that clutch potential. Yeah. They all have the clutch potential. Any player could have clutched here. I think it just came down to team synergy in how you're playing and the calls that were being made there that second half. But, I mean, as far as individual skill levels, I think all the players here have that.
No, definitely. I can see that the way you've said it actually is pretty great summarization of the fact that, at least for me, there was not a single time where I didn't understand Strather's play.
Yeah, no, I mean, a little bit unfortunate there for the Chargers, but the Strathers just kind of had that better read and that game sense. But the Chargers still played beautifully. I mean, this is not to count them out.
I mean, they did. I mean, they still took 7 rounds. I mean, it's not as if that's the end or there was a complete stomp. It was just that when it came to the attack,
it was just the switching halves is really all it was. But if they had played like they played the first half, OT easy.
We'd probably still be.
We would definitely still be here.
We'd almost definitely still be here. But I mean, congratulations, Strathers. They took 2-0. They beat Grizzlies, the returning champions.
They did. Grizzlies, who were so dominant here last year, 8 points. The other 2 teams put together, I think, had half of that.
4. It was
4
8
together.
2. And I mean, look at that. They do seem very dominant. They do seem very comfortable. No sweat. No beads of sweat. No stress. No shaking hands. They knew what they did, and they did it well.
This is just day 1. We have 2 more days coming up next. Tomorrow, I believe, is Rocket League and Rainbow Six Siege.
And I'm going to look very much forward to it. But ladies and gentlemen, just at the moment, while we get that lovely pan and view of the players, can we give some love to them? We get some boos in there as well. As long as it's all in good fun, you're allowed to boo everyone else, you big children.
I think we're the big children.
I know, we're definitely the big children. I mean, I'm yelling about a video game for fun. That's the most childish thing you can do. And it was excellent.
It was excellent. It was excellent.
So good.
Great maps. All 3 maps today were great. Great teams. And Overwatch earlier today, I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of that, but lots of fun as well.
I just definitely missed out. I mean, the fact that this is only day 1, the fact that we got to start off with such an explosive day, with team synergies, with excellent work from the entire production team, which we couldn't have done any of this without, obviously. So everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves a shout out. The observers, godly. The casting, other than the self-grandiose.
Yeah.
Godly.
The observers, the Overwatch casters, godly. Bigfoot, godly. Us,
godly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
The crowd, godly. The players, godly.
The viewers at home on Twitch, godly.
Godly. That was excellent.
That was excellent.
What a way to kind of finish off that. I can imagine everyone feeling a bit low energy after that. I think everyone's a bit burnt out.
It's been a long day, but that does mean after that last map, that's another point on the board for Strathers. Again, after day 1, this championship really could go to anyone in this battle for Glasgow.
Everyone's starting to feel very confident. I think with the fact that it was so close, it's already so much closer than last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. There may have been some Oh no, okay, they're fine. Immediately, I don't care, as long as they're fine. Immediate aggression coming through from the previous caster and the observer. Some hopefully friendly love-hate, and yeah, I mean, if that's how today was,
I think we have an exciting tournament in store for us the next 2 days. Remember, tomorrow, Rocket League and Rainbow Six Siege, and again on Sunday we have CSGO and League of Legends. So we're going to say goodbye.
we are, and we're going to throw it to your host, the lovely Zanzi, to take it away and sign us off. Zanzi, take it away, my man.
Thank you very much, James. What an absolute incredible night. How do we all feel about tonight? That last game, man, sending shivers down my absolute spine. But in the end, Strathclyde absolutely stormed Valorant. I owe you guys a massive apology. You guys came back, and you came back hard. Give yourselves a round of applause for that one. And just before we close tonight, let's see the results of day one. And as you see right there, all tied up after day one, 2 games apiece for each university. These next 2 days are going to be intense. But that is all for day one. We will tune back in tomorrow, same time, 12 o'clock. Until then, rest well, stay lovely, and most of all, stay groovy. Thank you very much.